This is the Yes Network right here. Fandom Acts of Kindness hooking us up right here.
Yeah, he's excelled at every level, and they told this kid, hey, you have the opportunity to win the job in camp. So, like, you got to put Judge in this category. When you're talking about the most impressive season since, like, you got to put A-Rod. Like, format, this first year, the new format, the Beast of the East, the Yankees crushed the best division in baseball. McPherson, WFAN, on stage.
Hey, Keith Mack, man, big fan.
What up, Mo B? Let's go, Yankees. Mo B was first. Early gang, Noti squad in here. I know it's been a minute since I've been here, but I'm back, baby. Listen, I had to go down to Tampa, and today we're going to watch spring training live from Tampa as the Boston Red Sox take on your New York Yankees. Cold world, like we always do at this time. Cole blowing your mind. Pause. As I'm looking at Garrett Cole warm up right now, expected to throw one inning today. Obviously, he had Tommy John surgery a year ago. Cole world, you already know what it is, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're about to be live for a few hours here. We're about to do a live for a few hours here. Like I said, I've been traveling. I've been working. I've been on calls, meetings. I've been doing a lot of different things. I'm blessed and highly favored, especially as another Yankee season is upon us. We're going to talk about the World Baseball Classic today. You know, let me put the Let's Talk World Baseball Classic banner up, because you know I got to get to that. There's a lot of chatter on Twitter about it. If you're a baseball fan, this is good for baseball, right? People talking about the sport. And I think that was the best World Baseball Classic ever. So let me continue, though, with my ears in the chat. You already know what's going on. Stoner Detectives is here. What up, gang? Stoner Detective has a wrench. He's a moderator now. He's a wrench gang. He can kind of keep the chat civil because, once in a while, a hater might pop up. Not in real life, but, we might get some haters in the chat. They're welcome, too. The algorithm does not separate haters from supporters. So come one, come all, as we get ready to watch Yankees baseball. Yankees baseball. Yankee girl, you already know what time she's on. She says, the Sox? Yuck. The Boston Dead Sox. Yankees all day. Will G in here says, can Cam Schlitt can strike out Wilyer Abreu? Shout out to Wilyer Abreu. I don't think he's playing in this one. Let me see. Do we have the lineup? Let me pull up the lineup while we're at it here as we are warming up, getting ready to watch Garrett Cole return to the mound. Wilyer Abreu is not in this lineup. I wouldn't expect him to be in the lineup after the party that was had last night in Miami. I also wouldn't expect Judge or Bednar or anybody from the Yankees to be in this game. Stuart Schneider, 7670. Been listening to you since you started on WFAN. Big Yankee fan here. Appreciate it. I don't know when my next WFAN shift will be, but it will be promoted. It will be posted about. It will be talked about, and I will let you know when that time comes. But thank God for WFAN. That's how a lot of people have become aware of me. And in this last 4 years, I was able to blaze a trail, and I'm about to blaze another one in these next 4. So shout out to you for listening to the fan. Good morning. Well, now it is an hour and 5 minutes into the afternoon as they're going through the starting lineups. We are getting there. You already know my boy Ray Condi in the check-in, on the check-in in the chat. Connor, what up, bro? Chilling, man. Right back at it, bro. Right back at it. Like we never left, like we always do at this time. Here we go. Cold world, no blanket. Let's see it. My guy Emmanuel Berbari on the call. So proud of Emmanuel. I can't even really articulate how proud I am of Emmanuel Berbari for the trail that he has blazed and what he has done quickly. Todd Frazier on the call with him. You know, Garrett Cole with a beard. Say that. Bearded Cole. Bearded Cole. I like it. I like it. Let's see if I can pull. I just, took a little screenshot here to give y'all a look. Are y'all able to see the game? I remember the last stream we did, or maybe one of the first streams we did, the Gotham Sports app was acting up and everybody was tweaking like, I can't see the game. I can't see the game. Keith, what's going on? I'm watching on Fubo TV. Shout out to the good folks over at Fubo TV. Bam. Cold world, cold life, cold-blooded. All right, let's get into this game, man. Also, like I said, we're going to talk World Baseball Classic. So anything you've got in the chat that you want to, get my take from, what I'll say is, we'll try to watch Cole first and watch the game and see what transpires from there to talk about. But then during breaks, during challenges, right? ABS is something we'll talk about too. During commercial breaks, challenges, pitching changes, stops in the game, we'll talk about other stuff. And it's spring training. So if the game gets out of hand or whatever, and it's an exhibition game, I'll stay on live and we'll talk about other things. So, shout out to you guys that are in the chat. Again, we will be doing these streams during the season. KM to AM will be rebranded as my post-game show. I plan on being here at night, 7, 8 o'clock once I get my kid to bed and just streaming live during the games. And then after doing a post-game, I'm working on getting like a radio app. For Jaden and Ava, here's a note for you guys as we are underway. He shows bunt, squares up a bunt, and ew. Why would you do that? Perfect bunt by Braden Ward. It's just cheap, though, making Cole run. Gets on. Cole's not able to field his position. So first pitch, bunt is executed down the first base line. Ward is on, and I know Cole is pissed off of that. I just know the type of guy Cole is. He's about to throw smoke after that. He's about to gas these boys up. That's whack. Isn't that corny? Oh, I'm gonna bunt on Garrett Cole his first because you can't hit him. I'm gonna bunt on Garrett Cole. I'm gonna square up the bunt. Garrett Cole's first pitch back. I'm gonna bunt on him. Okay, here we go. Cole faces a second batter, Christian Campbell. He throws that right in there, 96-mile-an-hour fastball for a strike. Told you he's about to throw gas. He's about to come right at him. He's got 1 inning. So in this 1 inning that we're going to see Cole, the first batter lays a bunt down on him in spring training. Corny as hell. Cole, I'm tweeting that out. And this guy's trying to steal on him. This guy's not going to make the team or something. Let me see. I don't even know anything about this Braden Ward, but I'm already perturbed. Braden Ward, drafted by the Colorado Rockies. Yeah, this is definitely just a little guy with some speed. He's stealing second. He does. And now is he going to third? He holds. Corny. Spring training, bro. But these guys got to make a name for himself. He's got me Googling him. Google search results going up. And Austin Wells been back for a couple days now, so he's playing. Yeah, that's whack as hell, though. I just think it's soft. All right, let me get back to the chat. Jaden, shout out to my producer, Jaden, says that Braden Ward is the new spring training stolen base record holder, which means nothing. which means nothing. I mean, thanks for the info, Jaden, but Braden, you don't get any trophies for that, bro. You don't get any trophies for that. Will says Gotham is horrendous. I wouldn't know. Never downloaded it. That's popped up. Skied high to left field. Randall Grichuk is there. Makes the play. 1 down. My boy Ray says, I want to be in the chat, so that's why I'm not watching the game, and nobody's actually playing, so it's just practice. Completely just practice. Completely exhibition. Completely for nothing. Except for Braden Ward, stolen base holder, record holder. Congrats, bro. You did it. Not going to lie, I'm just happy World Baseball Classic is over. It's time for Yankees baseball. What I'll say is I'm just happy that the Yankees players came out unscathed. You know what I'm saying? The Yankees players came out healthy. You know? Day-o. What else we got in here? You left a great comment under Loogie's Judge rant. Yeah, I don't even remember what I said. I just be firing them off. Probably, I don't know. I think there was one where he was trying to just like not put any blame on Nolan McLean. And don't get me wrong, I like Nolan McLean. I think he's filthy. I think he's going to be a good pitcher in Major League Baseball. He's going to have a long career. Hopefully he stays healthy. He's great. But what I'll say is you can't absolve the starting pitcher. They were down 2-0. He put him in a hole early. He folded before Rodriguez folded. Didn't steal a base that time. Austin Wells was ready. Guns him out at third for the second out. Got him. Or should I say, got him. All right, Pam. Thanks for checking in. Get that gym in. It's going to be warm soon. Speaking of being warm soon, I'll see you at the next content creator roundtable. It was 15 degrees last time. Oh, no. Base hit, but that runner is off the base path, so we're all right. Cole's got 9 pitches. That one, can I see a replay on that one? That one, look. I think it was the first pitch the guy saw. Third batter of the game. They're not showing no replays quick enough. I guess it doesn't matter. Anyway, content creator roundtable coming up. Live podcast. We'll talk baseball. We'll talk life. We'll talk career stuff. We'll talk about how to make it in New York. We'll talk about social media. Garrett Cole's done. He gets the next batter to ground out, and that's it. That's it for him. That's it for him. Yeah, so now that there's a commercial here, let me mute this game and let me do my usual promo. So, yeah, my guy Alex Day, shout out to him. He will be the next featured person on this content creator roundtable. This will be in less than a week now. So, Tuesday, on the eve of opening day, content creator roundtable number two. So it will be myself and Alex Day with the microphones in hand. We will be talking about his career, his life, how he got to where he got. I mean, you see him holding the Yes Network mic right now. If you're following Yes Network on Instagram, he was just on the field with the Yankees doing content with Jazz. I forget who else he interviewed, but Day is the man. Day blazed the trail from overtime to now being his own man, and he is everywhere. I admire his hustle. I admire his sports knowledge, and he's a good friend of mine. So him and I are going to get together in the West Village Tuesday, March 24th, 2-hour event. It's free. It's free. I need to put that up. It's free. It's free to attend. And, yeah, just come out, come vibe. And I feel like now that the World Baseball Classic is over, it is going to take forever to get to opening day. And this is just one of those things to pass the time until we get back to America's pastime. So I will see you there. Okay, Connolly Early is taking the mound for the Dirty Water Dead Sox. You guys may remember him as the young pitcher who took the L in the first ever wildcard series that a team came back from down 0-1 when your New York Yankees defeated Boston with Cam Schlittler on the mound. Let's see what this young man's got as we look at Ahmed Rosario leading off and we get back to the chat. We're officially over 100 people watching. Now, listen, I don't say that because I care about that. I don't care about the numbers. But I'm acknowledging all 100 of you that decided to pull up today because it's been a while. Appreciate all y'all in here. We're going to do this all year. We're going to do this all baseball season, and I will be your guide. Back to the chat we go. Let's see if anything else popped up. Yankees are batting. Make a home run. Hit a home run? Yeah, let's see. Somebody could hit a home run. Maybe it'll be Ahmed Rosario. I'll take a base knock. Get down, ball. That ball does not get down. Lines out to left field. Sup, Keith? Glad to catch a YouTube KM PM 2 p.m. I hope you and the family are doing great. We are, man. Had a great trip to Tampa. It was my wife's birthday. It was my son's third time at spring training. He's not even 3 years old yet. I never went to spring training as a kid, not as a teenager, not even in my 20s, if you can believe that. I grew up popped. Who was going to take me? Not my mom, not my pops. But I go every year now. And so now my son inherits that. The fact that I go every year now. And this year I went as a guest of the New York Yankees. Shout out to the Yankees for hooking it up. I got to take my son, man, and I can't tell you how proud I am to just share these experiences that I've worked so hard for with my baby. You know, he's so blessed. He's come around at the right time, and I just hope that he continues to like take a interest, a curiosity. Even last night, you know, he came into my room and got in the bed during the World Baseball Classic, and you know, he's just asking questions. Like, you know how when they throw the ball, you could see like 99 miles an hour, 89 miles an hour. He's like, oh, what's that fire? And he could see the backstop in the net. He said, they throwing the ball to the net? I said, no, they're throwing it to the catcher. But that was a pass ball. That one got by. That ball got by. Ben Rice swinging away. Count is 1-2. And we're 6 pitches in for Connolly early. And we're just rocking in the chat. Mostly YouTube people in the chat. Not too many Twitter folks, but people are at work. People are at school. People are doing stuff, I would suppose. Some people will catch this later, and that's perfectly fine. Like I said, I have been busy. I've been putting together these events. I have been on the road, literally in the air, driving around Tampa last week. And it just dawned on me. I'm like, wow, I went 2 weeks without a stream. And then even my content, you don't see any content in this room with me sitting here like this because I ain't been here. I haven't been home to do it. And even when I'm home, I'm going. So I'm blessed, man. There's a lot that's going to transpire this season and the upcoming year. And y'all know me. I'm always working. Even if I'm not working, right? As, you know, many of you knew me as working at WFAN at night. Even if I'm not working in that capacity, I don't waste a day. I'm always working. Giancarlo Stanton takes the second pitch for a ball. Oh, no, they call that a strike. Where's the ABS? Let me turn the volume up a little bit. Let me turn the volume up a little bit. Because I know what I would ask if I had the opportunity. What you talking about, Ray? Let me go back to the chat. I'm missing some stuff in the chat. Let's wait for Stanton to either get a hit, make it out, whatever here, and then I'll get back to the chat. Throw whatever in the chat. Throw your questions in the chat, whatever you guys want to talk about. I got this banner. So what y'all want to talk about? Well, let's talk World Baseball Classic. We will. The Yankees are all healthy coming out of that World Baseball Classic. Let's see. Harrison Cohen in the bullpen warming up. Cole is done. Good enough for me, bro. To think that he tore his he had to get Tommy John surgery, tore his UCL or whatever it is. Stanton strikes out, and that's the bottom of the first. I was just out there. It's funny. They're showing Clearwater Beach right now. That's exactly where I was. Gotta love it. But what was I going to say? The Yanks are all healthy, and that's good. The World Baseball Classic's over. And let me get back to the chat now because I know I'm missing some stuff that you guys threw out there. All right. So Ray says, did you actually ask Brian Cashman any questions on camera? No. I mean, the thing is with Cash, as some of you probably saw that video, let me do that for context. The thing is with Cash is I know Cash. Like, not that we hang out or we have each other's phone numbers, but like, I've been doing this for a little while. I met Cash back in 2019 in his suite. I have run into Brian Cashman now probably 20 times since 2019. I feel like, just in here and there and in passing. So here's the video. Let me see if I can cut the audio up. The Cashman.
Mark, how do you feel about the World Baseball Classic? Look who we got here, Mr. Cashman.
So that's just Cashman. That's just Cashman kind of like photo bombing the video, kind of, giving me a free cameo. And the funny thing is, I was with Mark, who leads the roll call, fellow bleacher creature, and Mark has been down there. Shout out to Mark. He came to my watch party. Mark is a good guy, a diehard Yankee fan, and is one of the main reasons why every Yankee game you hear that roll call for years, because he has picked that up. But I was asking him about the World Baseball Classic because I know Mark is not a fan of the World Baseball Classic. And he's a diehard Yankees fan. He cares about the Yankees. He does not care about that tournament. And I did not even see Cashman. Mark saw Cashman. And when I turned to him, that's what alerted me. And I turned on my show. I'm like, look who we have here, Mr. Cashman. So, no, I did not ask Brian any questions because that wasn't an interview and that's not the setting. That was just a hello. That was Brian Cashman could have walked right past. But, like, Brian Cashman's not going to walk right past me because we are acquaintances. We have been in suites together. We have run into each other. We have exchanged a few conversations. I'll tell you a compliment that Brian Cashman paid me back in 2024 when I filled in for Susan Waldman. I did the Postgame show with Emmanuel Barbari, and I just talked about the prowess of guys like Judge and Soto. I think it was after the Soto 2-homer game. Jose Trevino homered. We were facing the White Sox, and Luis Gil had like 14 strikeouts and broke El Duque's record. And I talked about how, like, there's 40,000 people in the stadium today. And maybe 4 people in the building can do what we saw Juan Soto do. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, him, Judge, Stanton, maybe Belly, maybe somebody that was on the White Sox at the time. I don't know. But I was trying to put it into perspective. 40,000 people in here. Everybody could come up to the plate, get those same pitches or even easier pitches to hit and not be able to do what he did. I was just kind of, trying to paint a picture for the audience. And Cashman was like, I liked your way. I liked your way of putting that. I thought you were refreshing. I thought you were great on the post-game show, like a good change of pace. I wanted to go to Mets Yankees spring training. That out is recorded, in foul territory. Ball gets popped up in foul territory. Austin Wells makes the catch. Here we are now, top of the second, 1 out, as we see what the Boston Red Sox do here against Harrison Cohen. Garrett Cole's day is done. The lone silencer says, I wanted to go to the Mets Yankee spring training game since I am like 10 minutes from the stadium in Port St. Lucie, but tickets sold out. Yeah, that's a tough thing about it. The tickets do sell out, and it's not the biggest ballpark, so you got to get on that early. It's tough. Neil Cosentino says, dude, I miss you on the Fan. The way the young callers responded to you was great, and I hope you come back. Is that a homer? No, that ball's going to stay on the warning track. WTP, warning track power. And the second batter is retired. 2 outs here, top of the second for young Harrison Cohen, 6 pitches in. Appreciate that. I appreciate being missed because if you're not missed, that means you're not good. If you're not missed, that means you were easily replaced. If you're not missed, think about that. Why do you miss something? Because it had value. Why do you miss something? Because now the spot is empty. Now the spot is missing the value that it once had. So it is high praise and a great compliment for the amount of people that have told me that they miss me, but you ain't gotta miss me for long. I'm right here, one. And as baseball starts, I go to the games, and like this is what I'm telling y'all. Because of the 4 years I've had on WFAN, the following that I've built up, the network that I have, and connections that I've made and relationships that I've fostered, I can't go away. I can't disappear. Even if I wanted to. Even if I wanted to quit and not do sports media, my phone and my email have been super hot. But what I'll say is, right, the young callers that responded to you, I won't say I miss any callers or young callers, but what I did not account for was how much I would disappoint people like that. And there's no way to account for how many people listen to your show. I don't get those numbers. And even if I did, it's not a tangible thing. It's not like I can look at this stream right now and say there's 127 people watching. I can even go deeper and say there are 114 people watching, 1 person on Twitch, 12 people on YouTube, 114 on Twitter, 1 on Twitch, on YouTube. I could even break that down. There's no way for me to do a show at night on the radio and say there are 100,000 people listening. 10,000 of them are in New Jersey. 30,000 of them are in Connecticut. 60,000 of them are in New York State. So what I'll say to conclude that is I hope you come back. I'm still under contract. I'm available to come back. I'm available to do shows. I think I've done 11 shows since November as a part-time fill-in host, right? It's quiet for all those people that said I was fired. It's quiet for all those people that said I was pushed out. It's quiet for all those people that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all that stupid stuff that popped up. I told people the truth, and that's the funny times we're in, bro. You can tell people the truth. They don't want to hear it. If they don't have a story these days, they'll make one. I told people the truth that the hours, right, weren't conducive to a healthy family life. How many times, and shout out to the people that have heard this spiel 1,000 times. The people that rock with me and support me are all like, yo, good for you. Good for you making that tough decision to be there for your family and do other things. It's extremely hard to give up a radio show. It's extremely hard to walk away from your own solo nightly radio show on WFAN Market 1, New York City. I did it for 4 years. But I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done. Ray, what would you ask Cashman if you got the chance, bro? Stoner Detective, is that your DNA and hit the like button? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? I guess, because you're putting a thumbprint? Yeah, hit like. Smash the like button. If you're on YouTube, yeah. Yeah. I watched the highlights on YouTube of the USA game. Great crowd. Yeah. Lone Depot Park, Marlins Park, down there in Little Havana, Miami. I've been down there. It's a cool little ballpark. I think under 40,000 people fit in there. But the vibe of the World Baseball Classic, it grew and it grew and it grew. I knew this year would be bigger than ever. I knew this year would be the peak. It has peaked in views on TV. It has peaked in attendance, and it has peaked as far as the prices. I don't think the prices have ever been more expensive to get in there. And we don't want you to go away, brother. I'm not. I can't. I can't. I cannot. I cannot. I'm just going to evolve. I'm just going to evolve. I think as you look at the media space and you look at radio and television and live streams and TikTok, Instagram, social media, as a matter of fact, let me fire up the TikTok now that I'm saying that. I didn't do that. Let me fire up TikTok Studio. Somebody on TikTok want to see this? Somebody on TikTok want to hear some of this? You feel me? My bad, TikTok heads. I gotta loop y'all in. What I'm saying is, I'm blessed, bro. I'm blessed, bro. Like I changed my career from being a digital marketing manager, social media coordinator, behind the scenes guy, and I decided that I wanted to be myself, and I prayed on it, and God answered my prayers. I get to be Keith McPherson. I don't pretend to be anybody else. I get to speak my mind. I get to give you my thoughts and my opinions, my takes, and enough people care. Enough people care. That is a blessing in itself. People people wish to work in sports. I can't tell you, bro. I took a call. Shout out to this kid, Joseph. If Joseph is watching, kid goes to Holy Cross. I took a call from this kid yesterday, and I can't tell you how many college kids I talked to that just want advice. They just want the game. They want free sauce. They want info. How'd you do it? Right? Because that's what they want to do. There's a small percentage of us that get to actually work in sports. And what I say to a lot of you is, do stuff behind the scenes. You don't necessarily have to be the guy with the mic in his hand. You don't have to necessarily be the host or the star. You can work in sports, and there are way more people working behind the scenes, making good money working in sports. But, I posted my resume yesterday from coming out of college. My shit was cooked, bro. I had nothing on there. I had a dollar and a dream, cold world. And there's the second out of the inning as Randall Grichuk grounds out. And Cole's in the bullpen getting some more work. He's like, yeah, I'm only pitching one live inning, but I got to get my pitch count up, bro. Cole's trying to come back fast. They're saying Rodon is going to be back in April. Cole's probably trying to come back in May. And if you look at guys like Luis Gil this spring, you're going to want another option. Yo, shout out to TikTok now. TikTok and you don't. Stop. I see people on TikTok coming through. Sorry for the delay. I started the other stream at 1. Now my TikTok stream is starting at 1:30, but it's cool. I'm going to chill for a minute. It's been a while. I've been away. I've been doing some things. Mike, what up? Froggy Fresh says, do you think Ryan McMahon is a New York Yankee by, the deadline or even after the trade deadline? I think they like Ryan McMahon. I think you're going to like Ryan McMahon for 2 reasons. Obviously, his glove first. You're going to like that smooth, silky defense over there at third base that you can count on. And 2, I think his first full year as a Yankee, he's going to hit better. Not what you've seen in spring, but I think once we get into games and he's in the bottom of the order and these pitchers go through the gauntlet of facing Belly and Judge and Grisham and Stanton and they get down to the bottom of the order and they get caught slipping, there's going to be, Ryan McMahon to hit some homers. Give me 20, 25 homers, Ryan McMahon. We'll be good. Let's see. Ray says, I would ask him, and Jazz Chisholm strikes out for the last out. I would ask him what made him want to get into the business of baseball. I'm pretty sure Cashman played. I know Cashman is a baseball fan, and Cashman got in the game young. I think he was a young intern for the Yankees. So being a young intern for the Yanks, what a blessing to be there and get elevated to the Yankees' eternal GM. Shout out to Spam. Shout out to Mike. Mike says, what up, Keith? You still keep up with the Brooklyn Nets? I mean, I watched them lose. I'm waiting for the lottery. I watched them play bums and young guys because this season is a whole Gervonta Tank Davis. I watch the Knicks and I laugh at Mikal Bridges. That's the only thing Nets fans have is the Mikal Bridges trade and waiting for that to have some value later. Shout out to Spam. Spam says, nobody can get me to hate Keith. Love you, Keith. Big supporter. That's going to get pinned. We're going to pin that, and that's in the TikTok chat. But you know what I know? Let a hater hate. That's their job. Let a hater hate. The algorithm does not decipher love and hate. Negativity and positivity is just another number. You know what I'm saying? It's just another person in the chat. It's just another comment. Let them hate. It's attention. No such publicity is bad publicity. That's a lesson for you youngsters too. You need both, right? LeBron. How much do they hate on LeBron James? LeBron James is the GOAT. Oh, here we go. Now we're going down the wrong path. He's not Michael Jordan, but he is the greatest basketball player we've ever seen when you actually put everything together. But there's so many LeBron haters. You got to have both. It's a big ass bucket. And you can't be like, oh, I want my bucket to only be people who like me. Then you have a smaller bucket. I take them all. I'll take them all. Because you know what? Like I said in the YouTube chat before, let me go back to my banner. Never met a hater. They don't pull up. They don't. I do live events. I go to games. I meet people. I'm walking around the city. I'm on the train. I go down to spring training. The only people that introduce themselves are supporters. If there's a hater, I never met him. Nobody ever pulls up and acts like they act online. Nobody ever pulls up. Remind yourself of that. You'll never see these people online act like that in real life, because in real life, there are real life repercussions. As we are at the top of the third, that first pitch gets grounded slowly to third base. Enter Carlos LeBron. Yeah, so now we're cooking. Now we got the TikTok chat rolling. We got more people on the YouTube chat. I'm going to keep chatting and trying to get to you guys. Hello again. Keith McPherson here. I know it's been a minute. I know it's been a while. We will be streaming during these games. These will be our streams every night for the most part that I can do it. There will be a stream starting during Yankee games. As long as my son goes to sleep and isn't tweaking, I'll be here in my little studio. And I'll be talking to the chat. And then we'll do a little post-game show. And the post-game show will be called KM to AM, because I can stay on here every night until midnight. And then you know what? We'll keep building this thing and building this thing. And if you miss me, you'll know where to find me. And you'll see how this thing will slowly evolve. There might be like a little logo here with an advertiser. There might be a whole type of slate. There might be, who knows, some type of advertisement. There will be special guests. Yes. It won't just be me. You'll get tired of me. But I got a bunch of friends that are Yankee fans. We'll bring them along. And then we'll do a little split screen. You know what I'm saying? We'll bring them along. And all season, we will watch the games. We will talk, and we will, we'll kind of build this community. Dope. Carlos LeBron walks the next batter, and now we're rolling in the chat, and I got to kind of keep up. So let's go. I'm going to go YouTube first, and then I'll go to TikTok, and I see you guys building on TikTok. I know it's been a minute. Like, what I can tell you is, if you don't hear from me, it's because I am in like real life meetings and having real life conversations and doing things. So here we go. The Lone Silencer says, I never cared about the World Baseball Classic as I thought it was whatever, but I must admit I was hooked watching the last couple games, and I had no wagers on any of them. Because if you like baseball, that's for you. If you could watch the KBO, the Korean Baseball Organization, during the pandemic, that's for you. If you can watch the Little League World Series and watch 12-year-olds from Chinese Taipei play against Pennsylvania, baseball is for you. And the World Baseball Classic is for baseball fans. So don't let anybody tell you, oh, it's meaningless. Oh, it's an exhibition. It's so stupid. When are they going to get this over with? It's over now. And you know what? Now you're watching spring training games, and they feel meaningless. Now we're watching Carlos LeBron in a 0-0 competition against the rival Red Sox, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. But we certainly cared last night to watch Venezuela, and shout out to Venezuela. I thought that was the matchup I wanted. I thought wrong. I was scared to see Nolan McLean go up against the Italians again. The Venezuelan team was stacked. They were well coached, and they were passionate, and they played for each other and their country, and they won, and I'm super happy for them claiming their first World Baseball Classic championship. Do you think it's a good idea for the ace to rush back? Because I want him to be ready for the stretch run. Listen. When you get Tommy John, sometimes you get a robo arm. Sometimes you come out here like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you come out here and that arm is ready to go. I don't think they're rushing Cole back, but I don't think they're going to hold him back, right? Like, you're okay. So when Cole got sat down 2 years ago in 2024, because we had that scare, it was like, okay, bring him back and make sure he's ready to go for the postseason. No. Now it's not. We're not thinking about October. We're thinking about bring him back, because everybody says we're running it back, and having Garrett Cole is not running it back because he didn't throw a single pitch in the regular season last year. So you bring him back so that we can compete and contend and change our fortunes this year. The Yankees did not win the AL East last year. They better win it this year. And having Garrett Cole take the ball every 5 days can help that. Let's go to Casual Gamer says, I hope you're doing good, man. I'm doing great. If you can't tell, I'm going to be doing even better as we get closer to this baseball season. as we get closer to different things. Hold on, let me get my water as I need to stay hydrated out here, talking about like feeling better and whatnot. Give me a second. Yeesh. Make sure y'all drink enough water, bro. Your whole body is water. Like your whole brain function, your muscles, everything. You need water running through you. You feel me? Like y'all don't drink enough water. Y'all ready to bang on a soda? Y'all want some lemonade? Y'all drinking coffee? Drink some water too, dog. Drink some water. PSA. Drink some water, bro. Drink some water, bro. It'll help. It'll help. All right, let's see. I know the TikTok chat is going crazy now. Let me tell. This is what we should do. I should have jump into the TikTok live. I need to have more moderators on the TikTok live. You know what I'm saying? But I'll get back to everybody. I mean, I'm not doing anything. I'm doing a live. I'm watching the game. I'm doing a live. Let's see here. Are you going to the home opening series? I'm going opening day. I'll be at opening day that Friday. It's all the way up. I'll be probably at opening day by 10 a.m. And traditionally, I can't go to sleep the night before because I'll be so excited. Oh, a bunt laid down, but that's going to go foul. Yeah, I will be at opening day Friday, April 3rd, Yankee Stadium by 10 a.m. And it's on. You will see a lot of content, interviews, some event type stuff is being talked about right now. We'll get there. It's the most wonderful time. If you're a creature, what did the creature say? Anybody in the chat a bleacher creature? Any bonus points for any bleacher creatures in the chat or anybody that is, adjacent to a bleacher creature? Maybe you sit in 203, 204. Maybe you just been a season ticket holder at Yankee Stadium. You've been around the block. What do we say on opening day? Points for anybody that can come up with that. That's how I know you're real. That's how I know you're super real. Caballero grounds out after trying to lay down the bunt. All right, let's go faster in the chat. Ray says, I think we have the best rotation in baseball. In my opinion, when healthy, no disrespect to the Tigers. That phrase scares me. The best rotation in baseball. That always scares me because they were supposed to have that a few years ago when it was like Cole, Severino, Rodon. It doesn't give me positive feelings about it because it's kind of like when Vince Young years ago said, "Oh, the Eagles, we got a dream team. Chill, just chill, because what can go wrong will." We have a good rotation. We don't know who's got the best rotation in baseball because baseball hasn't really started yet. Judge in that LeBron boat. How is Judge in the LeBron boat? LeBron's got 4 rings, 3 depending on who you ask. LeBron is GOATed, and also depending on who you ask, LeBron is the GOAT. The younger generation has a full-on case for LeBron as the GOAT, and they're not wrong. They're not wrong. They're not wrong. No, he's not. He's not better than Jordan or Kobe in his prime. Hell, even Shaq. We're not saying that. That's not the debate about LeBron. Is he better than Kobe or Jordan or Shaq or Bill Russell or Dr. J or, you know what I'm saying? The debate about LeBron being the GOAT, the greatest of all time, is this singular basketball player human who came out of St. Vincent St. Mary's as the chosen one. We saw him on Sports Illustrated. We saw him on TV when he was 17. Go straight to the league. And he's still playing over 40. He's got a ton of records and accolades. He's a active playing billionaire. Is this single human being playing basketball the greatest basketball player of all time? It is hard for you to tell me no. Even his son is in the NBA. Like, it's hard for you to tell me no, bro. I'm sorry. I don't want to go off on this tangent. I don't want to do it. Because, I'm an MJ guy. I started watching basketball like my I like to be like Mike. I wanna be like. I'm washed. I'm washed. You know, people say don't age yourself. I don't want to date myself, but I'm an MJ guy. I started watching basketball in the late 90s, and I was a bandwagon. I was a whole front runner. I wanted to RWTW. I wanted to roll with the winners. I became a Bulls fan. I didn't even know where Chicago was. MJ. 6 rings. MVP. Black Jesus. I am all on board with folks that say MJ is the GOAT. There can't be more than one GOAT. Of course there is. Don't they herd goats together? Aren't there, like, there's not one GOAT. It's not a unicorn. Shohei Ohtani is a unicorn. But yeah, you can't tell me LeBron ain't no GOAT. And then the defense rests. So let's see. Scott Engel in the chat says, hey, Keith, doing fantasy baseball drafts and getting ready for MLB now that I'm done buying Seahawks Super Bowl merch, flex. Looking forward to this Mets reload. Shout out to Scott, who is a Seahawks fan, covers the Seahawks. They won the Super Bowl. He bought up all the merch he could get because it's hard to win the Super Bowl. You got to celebrate that. He's also a Mets fan, and the Mets ain't winning anything anytime soon, so enjoy the Super Bowl victory. And fantasy baseball begins, and me no do fantasy baseball. I don't have time for it. If I don't have time to live stream, I don't have time to do fantasy baseball. TikTok, I'll get to you guys. I see y'all talking about Kobe. You guys are talking about LeBron. You guys are talking about Craig Carton, Jose Caballero. Back to the top of the order as Ahmed Rosario is at the plate. Count is 0-2. There are 2 outs here. Runner on first. Let's see if Ahmed can keep this inning alive. Bottom of the third down at George M. Steinbrenner Field in Tampa, Florida. I was just there. Take me back. The girls be like, oh, spring break, take me back. Oh, my God. I was just on spring break. Take me back. And that's a strike 3 in the dirt. And we are headed to the 4th, moving right along here. And I need to move along with this chat. Okay. Yo, where was I at in the chat? A buddy said, Stephen A, chill out. Me no Stephen A, boss. I could take Stephen A's job right now, though. Nets lost all their aura when they left Jersey. I'm not gonna debate that one. You got it. I'm a Jersey guy. You got it. I'm skipping over all the LeBron Jordan stuff. Congratulations to Venezuela. Hell of a game. When you saw those guys in tears singing their national anthem, did you not feel some kind of way? I did. If the United States won and they played the Star Spangled Banner, them guys wouldn't have cried. They wouldn't even have been emotional at all. They just would have been like, yeah, we're America. We're in America. We're the highest paid players. We're the best. We won. Told you so. It's our game, America's pastime. You know? Oh, say, can you? They wouldn't have moved. They wouldn't have been moved. They wouldn't have been emotional. It meant more to the Venezuelan team. Let's see. Will G says, I got to drink a lot of water because I'm taking creatine. I'm not on the creatine right now. You got to cycle that, Will. Jersey Johnny makes a great point in the TikTok chat. He says they did at the Olympics completely different. In the Olympics, those guys, and let's talk about it because I could talk about both. In the Olympics, those guys from Team USA Hockey, they have a brotherhood. They've been playing together since they were in the World Juniors, and they have lost to Canada time after time after time. Also, they were barred from the Olympics from 2018 to 2022. So it meant more to them, especially in the sudden death overtime fashion that Jack Hughes scored that goal to steal that victory away from Canada. It meant more from them. Also with Johnny Gaudreau, his babies being there and him not being there, him tragically losing his life. There was so much emotion there. That emotion did not exist with the Team USA baseball team. Wasn't quite as heavy for them. If you're a hockey fan, you understand, the Kachucks, the Hughes brothers, those guys playing, Austin Matthews, those guys have been playing together for a long time. They've known each other for a long time. And, it really meant something. They were out of the country. They were in Italy. It really meant something for them to go and win gold. And that's another thing. Bryce Harper said, this is nice, but it's not the Olympics. It's not the Olympics. It's the World Baseball Classic. Okay, so TikTok, I'm coming to you after I clear this. Again, no more LeBron Jordan talk, because I agree with you. If you think Jordan is the GOAT, I agree with you. If you think LeBron is the GOAT, I agree with you. If you think Kobe, I'm a Kobe guy, bro. If you think Kobe is the GOAT, hell yeah, I'm with you. I'm not about to fight y'all on that. And that ball is elevated up and out of here. A home run? Did that go out? Carlos Legrand, the hard-hitting Carlos Legrand. No, it didn't go out. I guess it ground rule double. Let me put the headset on. Aaron Boone being interviewed as we speak, your manager. I guess that was a ground rule double. It looked like it got out. Runner's on second, so it was a ground rule double. I guess it bounced in the corner. Scott says, the Mets under Cohen will win one. I believe that. It will be sweet. More concerned about the Knicks' Cat McHale. They're not it for me. Yeah, the Knicks aren't winning a damn thing this year. And neither are the Mets. And I really don't believe that they're going to win under Steve Cohen. They've got so far to go. Like, we'll see. It's more so under David Stearns. And how long will David Stearns be at the helm? Let's see. They were returning most of their starters, so it will take the over on 11.5 there. All right, back to TikTok now. TikTok, I'm going all the way back to the top, so bear with me. Let's see. JK says, WFAN needs you. Mike says, Boozer or DeBonsa for Brooklyn? Both. I rather Boozer, though. Let's see. Looks like Judge and Harper like each other. Yeah, they do. Those guys were besties. Very happy for Bryce Harper and him kind of breaking out and having a moment. Ground ball. Jazz makes the play. Let's see. Nighttime shows aren't the same. They need you. You should do afternoon. Carton stinks. So does Evan. You are the best. Stop that. Everybody sucks to somebody. There's somebody watching this right now that's like, Keith is trash. They're fried. They don't know what they're talking about. But like hey, the radio is like music. It's subjective. I was rapping J. Cole before. There are J. Cole haters that they're like, J. Cole makes music for losers. But then there are J. Cole stans that are like, yo, you haven't heard every J. Cole song from his mixtapes to his CDs to now? J. Cole is the best rapper of all time. It's subjective. It's about who you like, and I'm blessed. 4 years of the radio, I was able to get a group of people. I don't know the exact number. Through 4 years of doing nighttime radio, there's a group of people that they like what I do. They like the sound of my voice. They like my personality. They like my storytelling. They like my perspective. They could listen to me do a 5-hour show for all 5 hours. So, and that's all I ever needed. All I ever needed was one person to say, you're the GOAT. All I ever needed was one. And my mom never said it. My wife never said it. You know? My son don't believe that. But there are people out there that are like in 4 years, you're the best on WFAN. That's high praise. That's all I ever needed was somebody to be like, bro, you're the best. Because that's what you strive for, right? In anything you do. Mamba mentality, right? You put the work in to be the best. I worked on my radio show. I worked on my speech. I worked on my knowledge. I studied. I read articles. I put notes together. I listened to other people do shows on other stations and my own station. I kind of crafted my own style, that KM to AM. Shout out to KD in the chat who goes KM to PM. As I'm rolling through, I'm going back on the TikTok chat for you guys in case I missed anything. Harper went over to Venezuela players, to congratulate them. Yeah, the guy that scored the 2 runs for the United States, he had the class to go and congratulate each one of those guys. I like that. Jimmy Rondazzo in here. What up, Jimmy? It's almost time to get back in the stadium and get these people fired up. KD says, huge fan of yours from Georgetown, Texas. All the way out in TX. See, it's not just New York. JK says, WFAN is worse now than ever. I don't know about that. Esel Rose says, we miss you on the fan, Keith. Understood. WBC was lit. Yo, Judge looked good in the WBC. That's a troll comment. Judge folded. He shrunk. My guy, Chris, $100 is worth $100 because we all agree it is. If players think World Baseball Classic is worth more than it is, well put. Well put. Now, as far as value, $100 to a guy panhandling outside of Penn Station is worth more than the guy in the penthouse on 34th Street. But it's still $100. You can't discredit the World Baseball Classic. You know what people were trying to do that pissed me off, bro? And I'm as big as a Yankee fan as you're going to find, right? Who you see right here? Who's this? All rise, number 99, Aaron Judge. I'm as big of a Yankee fan and supporter as you'll find. But what I didn't like was people trying to minimize the World Baseball Classic because Judge didn't show up again. Like, Judge has another no-show performance in a big game, and people are like, it's March. It doesn't mean anything. It's exhibition. It's not a real, like, bro, everybody was watching. If you're the best at what you do, be the best. If we're going to say Judge is the greatest right-handed hitter of all time, he can't come up small in those moments. I don't care if you bleed pinstripes. It's the truth. Like, stop caping, bro. Stop caping for Judge. He's a big boy. He can handle it. He can handle it. He shrunk again in a big moment. And if you're a Yankee fan defending him today, you look lame. I'm sorry to tell you, you look lame because there's no defense for it. And if your defense is, it doesn't mean anything. No, it does. We didn't win. If you're an American, if you're a United States citizen who was rooting for America to win, we did not win. And in the 2 games that the United States lost, Judge had 7 strikeouts. The defense rests again. You know? Keith, is there any way you can get someone to ask Judge why he always starts off spring training and the season with that open stance? He always struggles and closes his stance and takes off. I saw people talking about that. Judge has his own hitting coach. I don't know if he was taking any advice from anybody with Team USA, like Matt Holliday or Sean Casey. I don't know. I don't plan on doing anything there where I'll be able to ask Judge that question, but I know what you're talking about. Let's see. Ray says, I like your music. Yeah, I got to get back to the raps. I got to get back to the rap show. I was thinking about doing a video for opening day. Okay, we back like bam, bam, banana, bam, bam, banana. Chase for 28. Time to hang another banner up. I was messing around with my KM to AM beat, and I was like, maybe I'll rap over that. Shout out to my boy Aday. Some of you guys see Aday in the chat. Hakeem Aday. He made this Yankee beat for me, and I was thinking about making a song called Run It Back because the Yankees are running it back, but the fans always run it back. We always run right back to the stadium. That stadium is packed no matter what year it is. We never left. The fans are there. The culture is there. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'm due. Okay. Got to look for the chat. Got it. AVA. Let's see. Can I add moderator? I can. Confirm. Danny McDonald says, I listened to you for 3 years every night, never called. Just know I loved every show. And see, that's what I'm talking about. There's no way for me to account for Danny McDonald, wherever you are, Danny. There's no way for me to account for that. There's no way for WFAN to account for that. There's no way for us to know. If you don't call or you don't tweet, which is perfectly fine because when I do my show, I always make a point to shout out to the people that aren't calling, aren't tweeting. They're just kicking back, relaxing, enjoying the show. Maybe they're at home in bed. Maybe they're in the gym. Maybe they're in the car. Maybe they're working their night shift job like I was working. But what I'm saying is when I stepped down, the biggest thing that I did not expect, 100 emails and DMs about, yo, I miss you. People that you never met, strangers. That's the toughest part. My family is in a much better place. Mentally, I'm in a much better place. But the thing that I have struggled with is like, I let people down. I've disappointed a lot of people that I could not account for. There was not a running tally of people that like depended on that show, liked that show, needed that show every night. And like I had a guy call, he got emotional, 74-year-old guy. And he got emotional because he said, I'm so glad that you're on. I can relax and I can fall asleep and go to bed tonight. And I haven't been able to do that. For 4 years, he got accustomed to Monday through Friday. I can listen to this young man talk sports. I can laugh at his jokes. I can listen to his stories. I can be entertained by the calls he takes, and I can go to bed. And like for me, I'm the type of person like I care about people. And there's just no way for me to come back and change that. There's no way for me to make that up to anybody. So, I feel that one. It's not about the money. It's not about the notoriety or a little fame that you get. It's like, damn, yo, you don't know what you mean to people. You don't know. And what I mean is like, you don't know what that radio show does as like a service. You don't know what that does to help somebody get through 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours a night, whether they're at work or whether they're driving or whether they just need to relax and go to sleep. So you don't know what you've got till it's gone. Stanton. That ball gets through? Yeah, Stanton smokes one. Stanton smokes one. Bellinger hit by pitch. Okay, let me see something here. I'm working behind the scenes on pushing out some content and whatnot. Let's see what we got here. I'm gonna mute and I'm gonna use the little boys' room, and then we'll get back. Rob Parker in here. He says WBC been around as long as the time it takes to drink a cup of coffee and a sweet roll. Will be bigger than a World Series win. Stop it. Big facts, Rob. I think my response to Jeter was like one of my biggest takes of the night, because Jeter was talking about, oh, well, whoever thinks this is bigger than a World Series never played in a World Series. I said, bro, we're not talking about 25, 30 years ago. When Jeter was stacking chips, 98, 99, 2000, the World Baseball Classic didn't exist. So, all right, if you'll allow me to step out and drop a beat for y'all, and put a quick banner up, I will be right back. So here's the be right back banner. And then let me see what beat I want to drop for y'all. I got to get my man to make some new beats. I think I added a new one. There you go. All right, I'll be right back. Bathroom break. Oh, the beat's still going. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm back. Did you miss me? Did any haters try to diss me? They looking for the GOAT. I tried to tell them, man, it's me. I'm a legend making history. They gonna have to write a book. I'm live. Can you take a look? Your boy is never shook. I'm from Middlebrook. I'm from OT. Doing what I gotta do slowly. I'ma be a millionaire, hopefully. Everybody in the country will know me. Now I'm going off. Never going soft. That means I'm too hard. I just kicked some new bars. Hey, hey. All right, let's get back to it. Your boy KM in the chat, you heard? It's nothing for me. Like, this is what I do. Off the top, no prep, just had to take a little break. You drink the water, you got to take a break, right? You got to relieve yourself. For my youngins, you got to believe in yourself. Everybody else is taken. You should just be yourself. Hey, I'm killing it. Hold on. Let me stop, bro. Let me get out of here, bro. We turning this into Rap City, bro. We're done, bro. We're done. I'm giving y'all too much for free. Can't get no more free, Randy. Can't get no more free, Randy. Pay style, they gotta pay for this. Y'all gotta throw me some super chats or something for that, bro. What's the deal, bro? Can I get some super chats off that? I just gave y'all bars, yo, off the top, bro. They can't compare me to nobody, bro. Who else you know got sports takes, motivation, freestyle raps, sound effects, original beats? Know what I mean? All right, but I do want to get back to it. We are now 2 hours into the, 2 hours, an hour into the stream, into the 2 o'clock hour, and it is still scoreless, top of the 5th inning. But, you know, it's spring training, so we don't really care. And the purpose of this stream is for me to just get back to connecting with people in my community on Twitter, on Instagram, on Twitch. We're not even on Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Yeah, you guys know the deal. This is not your first time hearing this. It's not your first time rocking with me. So let's get back to it, man. Maybe the Yankees will hold here and score. People are dense. I just saw somebody say, how was Barry Bonds or Ken Griffey Jr. when they played in the World Series? It's got nothing to do with Judge and what he didn't do last night in the World Baseball Classic. Knock it off, man. Knock it off, man. Don't y'all get tired of this? Don't y'all get tired of all the caping? Like I told y'all, I'm a whole Judge fan, bro. Don't y'all get tired of all this caping, bro? And what I mean is like caping, putting a cape on and trying to save the day for Judge. He's a big boy. He don't need you to do that, bro. He really don't need you to do that. What's up with Jazz? What's Jazz on? What's Jazz on? Somebody in the chat tell me what Jazz is crying about. Let me bring this back. All right, watching this replay of Jazz Chisholm here. He's got to stop. He's saying, okay. He's got a gripe with the pitch clock and the pitcher coming set and him being ready. He felt like he got quick pitched. No problem, Jazz. Sorry. But see, this is how I get with Jazz because he can be a hothead. He can say too much. He needs to say less. He needs to not draw attention to himself, even in spring training. No big deal, bro. Not a big deal, bro. But I get it. I get where he was coming from there. He felt like the pitcher didn't do the acknowledgement, right? You're supposed to get in the batter's box. The pitcher's supposed to be set, acknowledge, okay, and then we go into our motion and throw. He felt like he got quick pitched a little bit there. But still, Jazz, it's spring training. Don't put a target on yourself. You already got a big enough target on yourself. Relax. Okay. Anyway. What else, yo? LeGrand rolling now. Strike 3. Got him with the sweeper. PC Richardson. Okay, YouTube chat, TikTok chat. The TikTok chat is rolling. Are y'all doing the stuff in there, like the GIFs and I don't know, make some stuff pop up, the hearts and the glasses and the top voter badge and all that good stuff. We've got 1,478. Oh, that just skipped. We got 1,510 likes. Only 2 new followers on TikTok. I guess you guys are already following me. We've got 1 gift. We've got 451 total views. And we rolling. We're not an hour in on TikTok because I started it late. My bad. All right, yo. What was I about to do next? Okay, YouTube chat and then the TikTok chat. Live streaming. What was it? Okay, Rob Parker chimed in. Shout out to Rob. If you don't know, I was on The Odd Couple with my OG, Rob Parker. Fox Sports Radio. Reached 400 stations. It's a national broadcast. Those guys were out in Cali and LA. I was live from New York City. It was a good time. It was a good experience. And shout out to any of you that checked in on me over there. I felt the love. I felt like enough of my community came over to kind of see me do my thing there, which is solid. Let's see. The Lone Silencer says, if you do a run it back, get the WWE Jey Uso in the video. He can run it back and yeet like he does. Yeah, see, I don't do the wrestling, so that has gone right over my head. I don't know what that means. I've heard of Jey Uso. I've heard of yeet, but I don't know what that means. Oh, like Jey Uso, yeet is a rapper, but yeet is like Jey Uso's move in wrestling. Scott says, my morning show on Sirius XM ended 10 years ago, and people still approach me and say how much they miss it. Loyal listeners are the best. Shout out to you, Scott, because that's a stronghold. If a decade goes by and people are still saying they miss you, that means you real. That means you killed it. That means you had a good run. And we are now rolling to the bottom of the 5th. This game is scoreless and not much going on. So that's why you're here with me. Let's see. Don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you've got till it's gone. Janet Jackson. I can't do the high-pitched voice like Janet. Yo, who is this in the chat? To be honest, Keith McPherson might be the worst WFAN host of all time, and that's saying a lot right now. Am I seeing this correctly? Oh, that was me that wrote that. Trolling. Yeah, this guy takes himself way too seriously. McPherson brand, LLC, established 2023. Stoner Detectives got the joke. My guy Chris Gomez in the chat says, yeah. Okay, now back to TikToking. You don't stop. What was the last TikTok? I don't know. The TikTok chat is going crazy. For there not to be that many people in the TikTok chat, y'all are firing off. So let me go back to the top. John says, I truly think Caballero might be night and day difference. He is. I think you guys are going to like him better than Volpe because you hate Volpe. And Volpe struggled last year, so it's not a high bar to like replace that performance. Thoughts on Judge not coming up big enough during big moments? I've gone over that. Breakout Yankee for this year. When you're running it back, like most likely you're going to get the same results or like same performance. Or I don't know who's going to have a big year. Let me think. I think I already answered this question. A breakout Yankee for this year. Ben Rice. And I know Ben Rice had a good year last year, but if Ben Rice is getting the at-bats that he's supposed to have, Ben Rice, they think can have a 40 home run year. A bounce-back player, I think, is going to be Austin Wells. Austin Wells got voted as the best catcher in the World Baseball Classic. I just already said Ryan McMahon, I think, is going to be better overall through the course of the season, getting a full season as a New York Yankee. This is not Colorado. Breakout Yankee. Ryan Weathers. What's Ryan Weathers going to be? What's he going to do? Is he going to stay a starter? Is he going to go to the bullpen? What's he going to be? What's he going to do? Ryan Weathers, I think, is a good breakout candidate. There's not that many new players on the team. You know? There's not that many new guys. Maybe Carlos Lagrange. Maybe Lagrange will get an opportunity later in the year. Yeah, I don't know what Buddy said. Some of these things in the chat I just read. I've started to. I used to do these streams and read everything out loud. The good, the bad, the negative, the random. There's some stuff on TikTok here. You boys suspect. I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm just going to skip over that. I do like this quote about, or this comment about LeBron. He says he's unk and still destroying the league. Like, yeah, he's 20 years older than guys playing in the league, and he's still dunking and blocking and doing things that, like, he's LeBron. Look, you can't hate on LeBron, bro. You can, though. Like I said, it comes with the territory. You cannot be great without hate. You can't. They made a whole song, F. Steph Curry. Steph Curry is a GOAT shooter. He made a movie called GOAT for kids. They hate Steph. They happy he's not playing. I'm not happy Steph's not playing. Don't you want to continue to see greatness? Let's see. Aaron Judge in World Baseball Classic final and World Series in his career. A 182 batting average, a 333 on base percentage, a 366 slug with 1 home run and 10 strikeouts, which is poor, which is bad. When you compare that to his regular season stats all time or any season, that is not good for the guy that we regard as the greatest hitter of all time, our generation, back-to-back MVP. There's no two ways around it. Oh, my guy Solo checked in. Solo, what's good, Brody? Solo, I got to hit y'all, man. Come out to McClune's Pier House. Pull up, man. We got to get a little hometown vibe, y'all. I got to start tapping back in Monmouth County. I'm doing an event on April 20th with Doc Gooden. Solo, I know you're a Mets fan. If you're still in here, hit me on the side. We'll figure it out. Get some tickets. Get some food, some drinks. It's a Monday night at McClune's Pier House. Myself and Doc Gooden doing a Q&A. It's going to be like a live podcast, and then people can ask questions at the end, sign autographs, take selfies, all that good stuff. Monday, April 20th. Doors open at 6. We will be there till 9 p.m. McClune's Pier House, Monmouth County, New Jersey, Long Branch, Pier Village. We'll see you there. Jersey Johnny says, I think the Mets will be solid this year. They better. They better. You had Jorge Polanco. You had Bo Bichette. You had Luis Robert. You had Freddie Peralta. You had Marcus Semien. You better be good. You already have Francisco Lindor and Juan Soto. They better be solid. Or that's going to be, bro, these Met fans, these Meat fans, these Met fan nerds that love to be in my mentions, y'all better be good. Y'all better be good. I'm just telling you now. I'm just telling you now. The Mets better be good. Nolan McLean better be sensational. Sean Manaea, Clay Holmes, David Peterson, Luke Weaver, Devin Williams. They better be good. They better be good. They better be good. Because I'm going to be trolling. I'm going to be cooking y'all if they're not good. I'll be cooking y'all. And y'all, the thing about me cooking the Mets, the Met fan can't ignore. They can't stay away. They cannot resist the urge. As soon as I say something, you know what I said? And here's my take about Nolan McLean. Right? I said, sadly, Nolan McLean was not ready. I woke up to like 45 replies. I woke up to everybody, is this guy serious? Yeah, I'm dead serious. Nolan McLean was not ready for that spot. We needed Tarek Skubal or Joe Ryan or even Logan Webb. He looked like a whole rookie, bro. He looked like a whole rookie. All right, let me go faster. Judge, Johnny Hockey. Oh, Jersey Johnny. I didn't realize you lived down there, South Jersey, like Gloucester. I'm from Monmouth County. It's still a good ways north. Jersey Shore, but not as far south as down there. But yeah, that was tragic. I was on air when that news broke. I couldn't believe it. Kobe, Jordan, LeBron, Aaron Judge is the Clayton Kershaw of hitters. J. Cole, KM collab. I would love to, but you know, I can't get no verse from J. Cole. He could get a verse from me. I need to get back to the rapping, bro. Y'all heard me spit some? Y'all know I'm like that. Or maybe you don't know. Maybe you're still skeptical on that whole thing. Maybe you don't know. Sometimes I get some bars off, though. Sometimes I'm trash. Sometimes I rap about football. I need to rap more about baseball. Coming up. Okay, so here we are at the top of the 6. George M. Steinbrenner Field. The Boston Red Sox, the New York Yankees, scoreless. 3 hits for the Red Sox, 1 hit for the New York Yankees. Still on the mound is the big fella, number 84, Carlos. Not LaGrange, it's LeGrand. Hey. So anyway, back to the chat. Alex G in the chat. What's up? Pinstripe Bugle. What's up? Thoughts on everyone blaming Judge? We've been over it. There's only one thing to say. There's only one correct take on Judge. There's only one correct take on Aaron Judge, bro. I'm tired of it. People want to start pointing. Last night, after that, people want to start pointing to the performance in October. I have used it to defend Judge. But what I will say is you can't cherry pick Judge's one postseason where he hit over 500 and performed well because they lost, and he did a lot of that in losing efforts. So you are literally taking a sample size out of games that they did not win and the game was out of hand. Did you not watch the games? What did he do against Gossman with the bases loaded? And I love Judge, bro. Let me see. Let's see what I got to do to show y'all I love the guy. Do I got a Judge bobblehead handy? Maybe I got one. I don't want to move my bobbles from there because they'll fall. I got to go to the stadium and get a new Judge bobble, you heard? That's the Judge bobble right here. Let me tilt up. Let's tilt up. Oh, that went down. Sorry. Tech difficulties. Tilt up. Let's tilt up. Screwing this whole thing up to show you how bobblehead, but it's worth it, man. Changes the stream a little bit, it makes it fun. Let me go to my camera controls. Zoom. Okay. Now we're cooking. Aaron Judge, MVP bobblehead. And I think there's another one. Is this a Judge bobble? No, it's Willie Randolph. I think I have the Judge bobbles put away. I think I put them away because they're Judge bobbles. I got Judge. I got Garrett Cole. Yo, you feel me, right? All right, let's tilt back down. I know it's not a good look for TikTok. Y'all see the hoodie? New merch. Coming soon. All right, let's get back to our regularly scheduled programming here. And let me fix this up. Okay. All right. And we're back in there. Still no score. Runner got on. TikTok chat still rolling. YouTube chat still rolling. We have now been about an hour in on TikTok, and we have now been about an hour and a half in on YouTube. I'm trying to do the whole game, and maybe even a little quick post game. If anybody's looking for Stoner Detective, He'll be right back. No worries. Lone Silencer says the Yankees are minus 122 for opening day game against the Giants currently. Okay. Beavis Lee Ray says, I didn't watch any of the games played by Judge in the World Baseball Classic. How did he do? He did good in the beginning, but in the 2 games he lost, they lost. He was a no-show. Sorry. I know y'all hate to hear it. I don't hate to hear it though. It's facts. What's up, Keith? Just joined and agree right away with you about Judge. New York Sports Show. Shout out to you guys. Did I follow you guys back? I think you got a massive channel. Appreciate the ad. But yeah, like, I am a Judge fan. I don't know how to explain it to y'all. Outside of, like, I don't know. Like, I love watching the guy play. I'm a Yankee fan. And I'm tired of being the one to, like, take the bullets for him. There's nothing to defend at this point. You watched the game or you didn't watch the game. You saw with your own eyes or you don't, or you, like, you can refuse to acknowledge what you've seen with your own eyes. I'm not doing that. I've seen Judge have 3 home run games. I've been there. I've been in the stadium for a Judge 3 home run performance. I've seen Judge hit grand slams and 3-run bombs. And I was in there for the 3-run shot off the foul pole against the Blue Jays. They won that game, but what happened after? They lost the series. Just stop it already. Just stop it already. Let's see. Chris Gomez says, did you hear about the NFL adding Wednesday games? Yeah, it'll be one of those international games, right? It'll be like Brazil or something like that they feel like they got to do. And they can do whatever they want. I think they're trying to take Thanksgiving Eve as well. Come on, folks. How long you been listening to me? The NFL is king. The NFL knows that they got all of us that are NFL fans. The NFL knows they can do whatever they want. They can put games in London. They can put games in Brazil. They can put games in Mexico. They can put games on early in the morning. They can put games on holidays. You're going to watch. They're a ratings beast. Carlos Agrange does his job, comes out clean. Not mad at it. Like, you know, is that his last start of the spring? Most likely. Let me turn the audio on. Because that whole exit made it look like, hey, good job this spring, kid. That made it look like, hey, job well done. H&L Dre on the check-in. I see you sent a Go Popular, sent Rose, TikTok, all those badges and stuff. Four shutout, and that's his second straight outing. I think I was at the one last week, but I had to leave the game early. So yeah, it's a good showing for Carlos Agrange. Okay, back to where we are here. Let me square this up here. Make sure I'm squared up on the TikTok. Venezuelan player Oswaldo Cabrera talking about how happy he is that Venezuela won. He's from Guarenas, Venezuela. Anyway, back to the chat. Back to what was going on out here. Let me check the private chat. You know what I'm going to start doing? I'm going to start bringing in some stuff as this game ends. Just conversational stuff to talk about. H&O Dre, the NFL is king. No, it's never going to stop with Aaron Judge because heavy is the head that wears the crown. When you are the American League home run king, when you are a 3-time MVP, when you are a back-to-back MVP, when you are the captain of the New York Yankees, captain of Team USA, they called you Team or Captain America, and you come up small, that's what it is. Bro, just stop. Call a spade, bro. We can't defend it. There's nothing to defend. Judge did not get it done. He had pitches to mash last night. He had meatballs over the plate that he froze up on. He didn't swing. Enough already. New York Sports Show says, I called WFAN about a week ago to talk to you about the Jets QB situation. Truly great segment. Love listening to you on the fan. Okay. I don't recall the exact call, but I know we were doing a lot of talk about the Jets QB situation, and now it's Geno Smith. Talk is done. Nothing else to talk about. So you think the Yankees go over or under their posted win total this year, which is 90.5? Over. You run it back and you win less games. You got to win. You got to win more than 90 games this year. You got to win another 94, in my humble opinion. Ben Rice is at the plate now as we are in the bottom of the sixth. Runner on first, no outs. First pitch comes in for a ball high. This is an opportunity for Ben Rice to mash here. It is lefty on lefty, but Ben Rice, if you get a pitch to hit, let's drive a run in. As the Tampa Tarpon mascot is visible behind home plate, down there in the club seats, Yankees spring training home, George M. Steinbrenner Field. Come on, Benny. Come on, Benny Blanco. Inside, almost got him. Benny Blanco Arroz. Anyway, like John Sterling says, well, you know, the Yankees, they run the bases like drunks. Anyway, love John. Shout out to John, man. None Your Business says, okay, let's be real. Where were the Black American players? Let's have that conversation. Where were the Black American players? Give me 5 Black American players from Major League Baseball that you would have wanted to compete in the World Baseball Classic. All we had was Byron Buxton, and here's a little secret. Judge is black. But give me that list. Mookie Betts, he already was in it. Adam Jones is retired. What black player did you want in it? Devin Williams? Who did you want? Right. Jared says Ken Griffey, Barry Bonds. Griffey was there. There are not enough black players in the league. Actually, the number of black players in Major League Baseball is at an all-time low. I think it might be lower than ever. Oh, Stanton gets a hold of one. Get out, ball. Oh, what a play. What a play. That pesky Braden Ward having the game of his life. Rob Stanton of a double at the warning track, sliding grab. Let me see. Oh. Not enough, Stan. You got to hit some push-ups. That's always a funny story for me. When I called the game, the first game I called, Stanton hit a ball off the wall. His next at bat, he hit the ball in the same spot over the fence. And so after the game, when I got to do Susan's star of the game, I talked to him, and I said, when I was calling the game, I said between pitches, he had to go in there and do something. Maybe he went and got a pump between pitches to get that ball out. He said, yeah, I had to hit some push-ups. Between at-bats, rather, he said he hit some push-ups to make sure that next one went out. Shout out to Big G. Almost hit one out there. Still scoreless here, 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Yankees hosting the Boston Red Sox. Spring training game, 20. X Energy says, hey, Keith, how are you? Fantastic. Everyone can't be Primetime or MJ. Basically, black baseball players or black baseball popularity has waned because of basketball and football. Yeah, trust me. I have done extensive research on this. Baseball is not popular in the black community. I worked with the Players Alliance a couple years back and went to the All-Star game. They have a whole initiative of getting baseball bats, gloves, balls into inner cities and black communities to try to get young black athletes to play baseball. Now, obviously, football and basketball are dominated by black men in America. I'm someone that can speak to it as I played football, basketball, and baseball growing up, but I wanted to be a football player. And specifically when they put the ball in my hand to make me quarterback, the feeling of being the quarterback felt better than being the leadoff hitter, center fielder on the baseball team, felt better than being the point guard on the basketball team. You're the quarterback. The NFL is king. Everybody wants to go to the NFL. Even though the money is there in Major League Baseball, when you're in black communities, like I was, even as a young kid going to visit my family in Jacksonville, Florida, I'm taking out my baseball and my glove and I'm throwing it against Granny's, side wall of her house. And my cousins are coming down the street dribbling a basketball. And they're like, yo, what you doing? And I'm like, I'm practicing my fielding. I'm playing baseball with myself. They're like, knock that goofy shit off. Put that glove away. We're going to the court. Okay. And then I would just go play basketball. Never once did we have a pickup baseball game in the hood. 100 times that summer, we played pickup basketball for hours in the hot sun. Because all you need is 2 hoops and a basketball court or in a basketball. And you can run all day. You can run 3s, 4s, 5, full court, half court. You can run 2. Like, basketball is very accessible. Also, representation matters. As you are watching basketball and you're watching the New York Knicks have Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns. Their whole starting 5 is black dudes. How many black dudes are in the starting lineup for the New York Yankees? Carry the 1. Stanton is half black. Judge is half black, but they don't appear to be black. How many black dudes are Jazz Chisholm? And even Jazz is not, we're talking about black Americans, right? Because Jazz played for Great Britain. He couldn't play for the United States team. So, like, Hunter Green, did you want Hunter Green to pitch for the United States? Like, I think it is a little bit of a problem, but it's not a problem because it's just like, it's not a problem because, it's about opportunity. And there's a ton of opportunity for young black men to play college basketball. And especially now with NIL. With NIL, bro, if you're a top football player, basketball player, that NIL money, you can cash out as a freshman in college. You're not cashing out as a freshman in college playing baseball. You can cash out if you go to Miami as a freshman and you're Malachi Tony. You can go as a freshman and cash out as Boozer at Duke, which he's already rich because his daddy went pro. But yeah, I've done extensive research on this one. And I'm not mad about it, right? I did a whole thing, Black History Month back in 2020, about what happened to all the black heroes in baseball. As you hear about Jackie Robinson and Hank Aaron and even a Tony Gwynn, Barry Bonds, Ken Griffey were already mentioned. But even like the Terry Pendletons, even like I'm trying to think of some lesser known guys, like in the chat, Carlos goes Roberto Clemente, Puerto Rico. Oh, like shout out to Roberto Clemente. He's not black. He's Puerto Rican, famously the most famous Puerto Rican player. And that happens a lot too. People are like, yo, what about Vladdy? I'm like, Vladdy's Dominican. We are talking like I am black, negro, African Americano. Like I don't have any island descent. I'm not Jamaican. I'm not Haitian. I am like my parents are black Americans, African Americans, and I'm a proud black American because this country has been built off of the backs of black Americans. Our style, our culture, our music, our food, our athletes, our influence, even who you're watching right now. Like that's part of it. But what I'm saying here is there is a mix-up in the baseball world. When you say that, they're like, yo, what about Rafael Devers? Rafael Devers is Dominican. He's not a black American. And when you saw Team America go out there, how many players are you looking for? How How many black players in Major League? Mookie Betts is done. Mookie Betts got 5 rings. Mookie Betts is chilling. What's Mookie Betts got? 4 rings. 1 with the Red Sox, 3 with the Dodgers. Yeah. But who else? My guy Lawrence Butler. You guys know Lawrence Butler from the Oakland A's, the Sacramento A's? He's a dog, but he's not there yet. Let's go top black baseball players 2026. This is a good conversation to have. You're talking to the right guy. Michael Harris, Money Mike from Atlanta. Oh, get to that ball. That ball's off the wall. That'll be a stand-up double off Fernando Cruz. Good play getting the ball in. Made it close. I already mentioned Hunter Green. Oh, C.J. Abrams. C.J. Abrams is a good name because C.J. Abrams did play for the USA team with Volpe, with Gunnar Henderson, with Bobby Witt Jr. In the chat, hell yeah, not enough blame on Whitlock. But you know why they're not putting enough blame on Garrett Whitlock? Because of Mark DeRosa's decision to put him there. You know, Mark DeRosa was asked, and Mark DeRosa was asked about it. And here, I can do this. I have the capabilities. Let's see if I have this saved. Mark DeRosa was asked about it, and I'll pull this up for you guys right here. So I can read what he says, but we don't got to even do it verbatim. I don't think I have the video, but I have this right here. Let me share this. Boom. Okay, so here we go. Mark DeRosa on not using Mason Miller against Venezuela. He said he was honoring the Padres. Had we taken the lead, he was coming in, but I wasn't going to bring him in a tie game. I mean, if you ask me, bro. What the fuck? They had a day off. In between. But he said he was honoring the Padres. Yo, shout out to Mr. IDGAF. I'm seeing a ton of Dre followed up, or Dre was the first. TikTok J Hood gifted me, then Dre gifted me. Now I'm seeing on TikTok, Mr. I Don't Give a just came through with it. We lit on the TikTok. I see you, bro. Appreciate you. But yeah, so that was the cop-out excuse because it was a tie game, and I hate that baseball is so scripted like this. Because it was a tie game, their whole plan was to not use Mason Miller. Now, if they had the lead, yeah, Mason Miller come and mow him down. But my thing is like, yo, he had a day off to rest. Why not use him? That was the deciding factor. We should have been playing extras. You know me, bro. We go way back to Lake House days. Let me click on your page, fam. Oh, my guy. What's good, big homie? Now I see. Oh, and I see your page. I see your son. Beautiful. Yo, appreciate it. Blast from the past. You never know. Yes, sir. Nah, I know exactly who you are, fam. Appreciate the love. When I used to DJ with Chris Knox, Lake House back in the day. Yes, sir. K-Tuck. Big homie. Yeah, appreciate the love, bro. You never know. You never know who's online watching and behind some of these accounts. And yeah, I've been doing my thing for a minute. Josh Bell is another name that comes up on Google search when you're looking at the top players in Major League Baseball the top black players that could play for Team USA. But is Josh Bell playing over Bryce Harper? No. Maybe he plays over Paul Goldschmidt, but Paul Goldschmidt had played in the last 3 World Baseball Classics. They weren't doing that. Here we are in the 7th inning stretch, still scoreless. Thank you for watching. Thank you for gifting. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for spending some time with me on TikTok Live, Twitch Live, Twitter Live, and YouTube Live. Shout out to Jaden and Ava behind the scenes. I have not revealed yet. I have 2 producers doing like a dry run, test run, rough draft, kind of seeing how I do my streams because we will get into the baseball season and we will start to cook. We'll start to cook. We'll start to figure out how to make these streams better, more fun, more engaging. I'll have them kind of on the research. They'll kind of have my back. Like, I just checked the private chat, and Ava's like, hey, Mr. I Don't Give a is gifting you on TikTok. Boom, that alerted me as I'm doing research on black players and, pulling things into, the discussion here. So let's keep going, because now that I found that Mark DeRosa poll, I do have some other things that I wanted to share from the World Baseball Classic. So what we'll do is we'll just scroll through them. We'll scroll through them. Let's share screen again. Share my screen. Let's go to X while we're doing this 7th inning stretch. The boardroom, KD's company, the boardroom reports MLB franchise values keep climbing. The average team is now worth $2.97 billion, up 13% year over year, according to CNBC's latest valuations. The Yankees lead the league, followed by the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Chicago Cubs moved into third, surpassing the Boston Red Sox. Elsewhere, the Padres jumped 48% to $3.1 billion, and the Athletics reached $2.5 billion. Even with rising valuations, MLB operating margins remain below 2%. So, you don't see the Mets up there, but the Yankees and Dodgers make sense. The Cubs as well, the Red Sox as well, the Giants too. And the Dodgers got the game. They got the cheat code in the game. They got the game on lock. Throw away the key. Back-to-back champs looking for 3 bars. Let's see here. Let's go back to my bookmarks and let's keep the save stuff going. So, we already mentioned this. Look at Bryce Harper, bro. Look at Bryce Harper, the guy that hit the 2-run bomb. Look at Bryce Harper, bro. The guy that was clutch, that had a single and a homer in the game. He goes and he congratulates every single member of Team Venezuela. Now, I don't know if the rest of the Americans just dipped out. Maybe somebody else did the same. But Bryce Harper being caught on video, going and dapping up everybody from Team Venezuela, it shows you the type of leader he is, shows you the type of man he is, type of player he is. And he deserves our respect, especially after, their GM or their owner, I believe it was, questioned whether Bryce Harper was still elite. Moving on. Right here. Let's play this.
Is that the greatest moment of your baseball career, what you were able to do on the mound tonight?
I mean, I tell you what, I win the World Series a couple years ago, and there's nothing that I can compare with this, this is the greatest moment I ever got on the mound, pitching like that in front of almost like our home crowd, the whole Venezuela was here, and I know our country back then everybody was there too, so I can't compare this moment to nothing. Be on the mountain like that and have the whole crowd on us all the time is just something that I can't even tell you how I feel right now.
Gentlemen, congratulations from all of us. Is that the greatest moment?
I won the World Series a couple years ago, and this is the greatest moment I ever got on the mound. Eduardo Rodriguez. And he talked about the whole Venezuela. It felt like they were here. The whole Venezuela, they were watching back at home. There's nothing I can compare to this. I'm a millionaire, a multimillionaire. I'm a Major League Baseball player that has experienced a World Series victory. The World Baseball Classic is bigger to me. The World Baseball Classic, I can't compare anything to this. I look at Eduardo Rodriguez as the perfect example for, he's the champ and he can say both. So, applause. Let me keep it rolling here. Let's go to the next thing I have in my saved. Oh, perfect. Right off of what Rodriguez had to say, Venezuela. Front Office Sports reports Venezuela will go home with $2.5 million in additional bonuses after winning the World Baseball Classic Championship. Team's total payout is $6.75 million, with half of the money going to the country's baseball federation and the rest split amongst the players, coaches, and staff. So everybody's saying they weren't playing for anything. They were playing for some money. There was a prize pool, And obviously they were playing for pride. They were playing for their country. They were playing for the name across the chest, which means more than Kansas City, which means more than Cleveland, Arizona. And, last but not least, I already mentioned this too. Austin Wells was named as the all-tournament team, was named to the all-tournament team as the catcher for the 2026 World Series. He batted .267, had 2 homers, 5 runs batted in, a .733 slug, and a 1086 OPS. And I hope that Austin Wells carries that energy and brings that energy with him as we were watching him in George M. Steinbrenner Field with the Yankees. We're watching him, come back with the team. I hope that Austin Wells has a big bounce back year and that carries over. So yeah, those are just some things from the World Baseball Classic. I wanted to share that popped up on Twitter. And we're good kind of, conversations and talking points. On TikTok, Ethan and Mike, I appreciate you guys pulling up, but you don't have to be here. You don't have to be here. I don't know you. I couldn't pick you out of lineup. You know me though. You know exactly who I am. You know my voice. You know my face. You know exactly who I am. You probably could spend an hour telling everybody about me. So, thank you for coming out. But if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Again, the algorithm does not decipher you losers from supporters. The algorithm does not flag a hater. So for context, for the people that aren't on TikTok, there's some people on TikTok that think I'm only streaming on TikTok. The number is 14 people watching. We've had almost 800 people view the TikTok stream in over an hour. But, and I always do this. You guys know I always do this. This is for the younger people that start streaming and your numbers are low. And these people that they can't stream. If they were to stream, they might get 1 or 2 people. These people will jump in your stream to try to tear you down. They will jump in your stream and try to laugh at you and use that number against you. So in the chat, Ethan goes, why only 13 people, bruh? Because at 2:53 in the afternoon, only 13 people chose to click on my live and watch. And I appreciate those now 17 people. And that does not say anything about me. I did a radio show for 4 years for hundreds of thousands of people. I got on the airplane to Tampa, and 2 grown-ass men were calling friends to say, I'm on the plane with Keith McPherson. One of those guys played a call from his friend into WFAN for me to hear it, called his friend KM to AM. Oh, can you follow me? Grown men over the age of 50. And I appreciated that. I would have never known that. They could be one of the 13, 17 people in the chat right now. When I got off of said plane, a young lady comes up to me as I'm waiting for my wife to use the bathroom and I have my young son. She goes, hey, are you famous? I go, no. Why? What's going on? And she goes, just want you to know while you were falling asleep on the plane, the guy next to me was taking pictures of you and your family. Said, there's nothing I can do about that. Thank you for telling me, but what am I supposed to track him down and tell him to delete the photos? It comes with the territory. I'm a blessed individual. I'm a public figure. Being myself on camera, on microphones, on air has increased awareness of me by a number that I can't even tell you. 100,000 times 100,000. And so I never get this feeling of oh, there's only 10 people watching, because there are 237 other people watching on Twitter and YouTube that you can't see on TikTok. So if you add that number with what I have on TikTok right now, it's 250. Is that a better number for Ethan? And who's the other weirdo in here? Is that a better number for Ethan and Mike? Is that a better number for you guys? My response was, if you leave, it'll be less. If you leave, the number will be lower. Goodbye. If you leave, the number will be less. The math will be less. But you're here to watch. You're here to chat. So just pipe down. You want to be seen so bad, start your live up. You want to be seen so bad, start your show. You want to be seen so bad, send me the link when you go live. I won't join. Anyway, bro, I hate that people do that shit, because there are people every day asking me, hey, how do I start creating content, Keith? How do I start building my following? I said, go live, start doing your thing. But you know what? People like that come into a chat with someone like me. I'm established, bro. I've been grinding my whole life to get to where I am. I'm good. But you're going to do that to somebody who doesn't have the confidence and self-esteem that I have, and that's going to hurt them. That's going to mess up their trajectory. That's going to make them log off and not do their thing. They're going to feel some type of way about that, and that's not right. But you think you got some type of liberty to come in and count numbers. You got some type of liberty to come in and flex on me. Please. I've been live since 1 o'clock. It's about to be 3. I'm enjoying myself. I haven't been live for weeks. I'm connecting with people that support me. I don't know you, bro. Like I said, I wouldn't be able to pick you out of a lineup, fam. But you wouldn't pull up on me. Like that's what I'm saying, bro. You wouldn't approach me with nothing like that. You wouldn't approach me like, oh, saw you're alive. There was 13 people watching. Who cares? We're chilling. We're having fun. You're not better than me. You're not better than me at all. And like we don't know you, fam. You're in the chat counting numbers that don't matter. I'm not judged on how many people watch this live. This will not change my bank account. This will not change my status in the industry. I'm at home. I'm doing this for fun. I'm doing this to connect with people like my boy Tuck from back home. You know, he says haters still love you. That's why they're there. I know, but you got to address these people. And I'm doing this because there's somebody young that is watching and they're like, bro, I needed that. I'm doing it. Even it might not be young, might be older. You know, we're in this time where you got to go live. We're in this time. If you want to grow a brand, like, let me even give you even more game, right? Like, I'm working on a video right now. And after I post this video, I'm going to explain to people how in this modern day time, you need to be like making content. You need to be like doing stuff like this, right? You need to be putting together things like this. This is a video from my trip to Tampa in the hotel that I stayed at. I got a discounted rate on the hotel because of who I am. My wife booked the hotel, and then I said, okay, hold on. Let's reverse engineer this thing. Let's look up the hotel, look up who to contact, tell them that I'm staying there on my trip to Yankees spring training as a guest of the New York Yankees, and tell them that, hey, in exchange for a better rate on our stay, I'll cook up some content. It'll reach some people organically. That's the barter system now. And they said, no problem. And so I booked an extra night for the same rate that I would have had without reaching out. So what I'm saying is, we're in this time now. I just did a video for Tullamore Dew, right? Because I have a little bit of followers, a little bit of motion, a little bit of a brand, I am able to get things that I would not be able to get. That says ad on the bottom. I got paid to go to the bar and drink and hang out with a dog. Because I started a long time ago creating content and putting myself out there and not being discouraged by people that like flex on you. So my bad. That's just a little rant. That's just, I got to do that though. You feel me? I got to do that though, because I remember I did a live when when I first left WFAN, maybe it was like December. And there was this guy, Rossi, and he's huge. He's got 1 million subscribers now. And I guess somehow he caught wind of my live where somebody was like trying to roast my numbers in the live. And you know what he did? He did a Rossi Posse raid. And he sent like 100 people into the chat. And I was like, yo, that was so nice. More people should be like that. More people should be like that. More people should be supportive of others doing their thing, being themselves, taking a chance, trying to put themselves out there. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Bing bang.
Garrett Cole is speaking with the media now. This game is a dud, but I mean, that's why I'm here. So I'm here doing this live. I wouldn't care if there was 5 of you or if there was 5,000 of you. There's another base hit. You know, I like doing this. Clearly, I like to talk. I went to school for radio and television. This is our modern day version of it, right? If this was getting recorded, it would go to a podcast. That's the modern day version of the radio. This live stream stuff, if you guys aren't paying attention, YouTube is overtaking television. People are watching live streams. We have literally got to the point in society where we have made people multimillionaires that stream. So much so that like a Kai Cenat can quit streaming and say, I made enough money. I'm going to be a fashion designer now. And good for him. But like, if you don't understand media space and where we're at and what's going on, and you just want to come in and be negative, like, you deserve to get flamed. You deserve to get cooked, bro. And today I got time. Today I got time, cuz I'm gonna keep it G real. Today I got time. So back to the YouTube chat we go before I go back to the TikTok chat. Yeah, I know I stirred the pot up a little bit there. But good. Everything can't be baseball and World Baseball Classic and whatever. It's like sometimes you gotta like break that wall down, bro. I'm a human being. I'm a person, right? And luckily I have been doing this long enough that like none of this shit phases me. But like whenever I see that, it brings me back to like when I did first start doing live content. I remember having 4 people watching. I remember not being able to get past the number 4. I remember one of the people in the chat was a friend of mine, and he clowned me in the chat. Then he texted me to clown me. And I'm like, bro, if you are making fun of me, if you don't believe in me, just leave me alone. Just ignore. Fast forward a few years, and I've told this story before too. A few years go by, and then he starts his betting gambling account. And I'm on the radio, and I'm on MLB Network, and I've got 1,000 followers over and over. I've got 40,000 followers on Twitter, 20,000 followers on Instagram, followers everywhere. And he reaches out to me, yo, bro, can you share my page? Or I just started. Can I share your page? Can I share your page? No, absolutely not. Can I share your page that you just started that has no motion after you clowned me when I was starting what I was doing? No. There will be none of that. There will be none of that. And then guess what? He had the audacity to get mad. He had the audacity to call me, oh, well, you think you're hot shit now. You'll never be. Okay, bro. But when I was nothing, when I was popped, when I was quitting my job and sitting at home, collecting unemployment, trying to get on, trying to be seen, trying to get someone to notice me, you were one of the people that kicked me while I was down. And now that I'm up, you want me to help pull you up here? No. That's not how it works. It's not how it works, bro. It's not how it works. That's another word of advice. Be careful how you treat people, because the same people you meet on the way up are the same people you're going to meet on the way down. So you might have one hot year, and if you start feeling yourself too much and you come back down, you're going to need help from somebody. I don't do that. I support people, bro. I support people, bro. And so, okay, I'm back in the chat. Maybe I misunderstood, but it got me off on a good tangent. Like these are clippable moments. These are teaching talks. These are this is real life stuff. So Ethan says, favorite WFAN host, bro. Please come back every night, bro. Okay, so Ethan is a fan, but this is what I always say. There's a thin line between love and hate. The algorithm doesn't decipher, and neither can we sometimes. So Ethan throwing out the number of 13 people. Why only 13 people, bro? Because 13 people. Now it's 29. 13 people were in here. But Ethan isn't a hater. But then, Mike said, Keith McPherson's so mad. If I was mad, I'd end the stream. If I was mad, I wouldn't be visible. I'm chilling. I'm watching a game. I'm hoping that we can get this last out. Brent Hedrick, get out of this. I'm connecting with people. There's somebody that is entertained by me. There's somebody that hasn't seen me in this capacity in a while. There's somebody that's just like, yo, I'm killing the time while I'm at school or I'm at work and I'm watching the game. Like, it's not a big thing. But so Ethan follows up with love. So lead with love. Instead of leading with, why is there only 13 people? 33 now. Lead with love and not hate. Don't ever jump into anybody's chat and try to criticize the number of people watching because you're one of them. That don't make any sense. I don't think I've ever jumped in anybody's chat and been like, only 10 people watching and I'm number 10. It doesn't matter. Somebody is doing something. Somebody's working on something. Somebody's watching. Somebody else is entertained. Somebody else cares. So anyway, back to where we are. We've talked about a lot here. We've watched this Yankee game as Garrett Cole came back for his first start of this spring. He only went an inning. He didn't give anything up. The goofy Red Sox laid a bunt down on him first pitch. It's a scoreless game in Tampa, but it's a spring training game. How much do we care? We talked about everything with the World Baseball Classic, from Nolan McLean putting the team in a little bit of a hole and the lineup not being able to climb out of that hole. Kyle Schwarber, not good. Bobby Witt Jr., not good. But it's Aaron Judge who's going to, get the brunt of that as far as, hey, you didn't get it done. You didn't have the performance that we expected you to have as Aaron Judge, the, back-to-back MVP, the home run king, yada, yada, yada. You guys get it. And then the narrative continues about Judge coming up small in big moments. There's nothing you could do about it. I'm a Yankee fan. I can't defend it. He just added another fresh pound of flesh to it. And the United States loses. And so we talked about Venezuela and how proud they were to hear their national anthem before the game and how they were in tears celebrating after the game hearing that. And how for that little country to stand tall over the United States, Japan, Italy, DR, Puerto Rico, it is a great day for them. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for Gleyber Torres, Salvi Perez. I'm happy for Eugenio Suarez, Mikel Garcia, Ronald Acuna, even guys like Eduardo Rodriguez, who we just played the clip of him saying, this is bigger than the World Series. I've won a World Series. There's nothing I can compare to this. Playing for my country across my chest with my countrymen. So we've reached a point where the World Baseball Classic is not just an exhibition. We've reached a point where the World Baseball Classic is not meaningless. So you look like a goofy talking about it in that way. You look like a weirdo trying to minimize what we just watched. Millions of people watched. Millions of people watch. If I can go back to my handy dandy notes here, and I can, TikTok, you guys won't see this, but I'll share the screen. And the numbers aren't out from last night, but over 7 million people tuned in. Team USA's semifinal win over the Dominican Republic on Sunday delivered the most watched World Baseball Classic telecast of all time. 7,369,000 viewers from Fox Sports 1 and Fox Sports Deportes. So I would assume last night's game topped that. Let's see if Fox Sports PR has put something else out today. They probably don't have those numbers yet. They have not put that out yet. But to me, if you're a baseball fan, you got to love it. To me, if you are a sports fan, you should have tuned in. To me, baseball is alive, well, and in a healthy place. And if you know me, I'm a baseball fan. I cover the Yankees. I cover the whole league. I go to the stadium a lot. A lot of my content is baseball based, and a lot of my made the play, got out of the jam. As we go to the bottom of the eighth, still scoreless, Red Sox, Yankees. Watching on Yes Network as the Boston Red Sox have 7 hits, 1 error. The Yankees have 1 hit, no errors. But can the Yankees steal this game with about 6 outs to go? Yeah, we talked about that too, Ethan. Again, bro, I apologize for assuming you were a hater. Lead with love. Ethan writes, should DeRosa have put Mason Miller in? His excuse, and I call it an excuse, his excuse for not putting Mason Miller in was we weren't going to use him because we were honoring the Padres. I assume the Padres, even after a day off, didn't want their closer pitching again, unless it was to win the game. So their strategy that they devised, their plan that they came up with, their script, which baseball is very scripted nowadays, their script was to go to Garrett Whitlock. And Garrett Whitlock put a flat pitch over the plate, and Whitlock got a shit rock. And Eugenio Suarez wins the game. And he's looking up to the sky, and he's thanking God, and who knows, maybe he lost his grandmother or parent that was Venezuelan, and he felt like that moment was for them. So I enjoyed the game. I wanted USA to win, but ultimately it meant more for Venezuela to win. Those guys were passionate. Those guys were in tears crying about the victory, you know? All right, let's go back here to the YouTube chat. Yeah, if you're on YouTube, hit the smash like, yada I mean. If you're on Twitter, just, I don't know. I think there's like a heart feature or something like that. Again, I thank you guys for watching. I haven't done a stream in weeks. That's another thing about me, right? I don't have a schedule for this. You can't find me here every day at 8 a.m. You can't find me here every day at 8 p.m. There will be more of a schedule when we start the baseball season, but like I don't take this like it's not my job, bro. I'm doing this for fun. I'm doing this. It is part of my brand. It is part of my, online persona and what you know of me. But like, I'm not making money off this. I'm doing this because I want to do this. I'm doing this because I'll be able to clip this and put stuff on social media. And like, I just understand the community building that comes from it. And I swear to God, and I hate to use the Lord's name in vain, I do not do this saying, oh man, I got to get to 1,000 views. It doesn't change anything. I do deals for social media. I'm having conversations about contracts and deals now, and they never, ever ask me, hey, how many viewers did you get in your last stream? Nobody cares, bro. Nobody cares. The algorithm has changed anyway, right? People aren't even getting followers like they used to. And the people that have a lot of followers, they've kind of plateaued, and some of their content doesn't break through, right? The algorithm has changed on TikTok, Instagram, all that. It's a different game now. But anyway, I wanted to get to the YouTube chat and shout out to everybody that was watching on Twitter as well. There's just so much in the chat. Here we go. And I think I wanted to hit the function for the chat to be on the screen so I could catch it, so I don't always have to scroll. Let's see. Per Boone, it's looking like the Yankees are going to have J.C. Escar on the opening day roster, making the team roll into the season opener with 3 left-handed catchers. I don't know what to think about that. I don't like it. In the offseason, something I was saying was get me a right-handed hitting catcher. In the offseason, something I was saying was like, bro, the J.C. Escar story was cute last year, but like, what are we doing, yo? What are we doing? Are we going for cute stories? Are we going for maybes? And like, that's what it is with J.C. Escar. Maybe he's a good hitter. I always hear how great of a hitter he is. I always hear how many lefties we have. We have too many lefties. So why not go out there and get a right? I don't know, whatever, yo. I root for the Yankees. I root for the Laundry. I root for them to all do the best that they can do. Moving on here. I'll come back to the TikTok chat. I already did the not enough blame on Whitlock. James Wood will eventually be on Team USA. That's a good pull by Scott for an African-American player. Keith, who do you think is the biggest forgotten about Yankee? I got Anthony Banda, who owned the worst ERA in Yankees history until 2025. His ERA was 40-50. Now he is winning World Series with LA. I don't know that question. It's like, what player was not good with the Yankees and has resurfaced to be good elsewhere? I don't know the answer to that. Are we playing the game like, who had a hot year or two at the Yankees and then disappeared? I always used to throw out young Gervis Solarte because I was in the fan cave in 2014 when he burst on the scene. But yeah, what player used to be on the Yankees and is just not like, you know who that player was for me? Nate Eovaldi. Nate Eovaldi was with the Yankees. He wasn't good. Then he goes on to win with the Red Sox, with the Rangers. Dylan Weiss says Sonny Gray. I don't really miss him. I don't really miss him. Top Gun 55 says you put out a great show every time. And that's the thing, bro. I'm trying to entertain. If you're not entertained by me, I'm not twisting your arm to watch or listen. You don't got to be here, bro. It's not going to affect me. It's not going to affect me. But somebody is rocking with me. Somebody's like, yo, I'm chilling, bro. Look how much time has already passed. I watched Keith's live today. It's been a minute. I listened to Keith's radio show. It was good to catch him. Oh, speaking of catching him, did they throw him out a second? No, he's in there. Kennedy Corona. He's made some noise this spring. Not that I think it's going to really do too much. But Kennedy Corona's, he's showing that he's a pelotero. He's an athlete. Drew goes, radio shows. What time are you on the fan today? I'm not. I was away all last week. I have no shows this week. I can't tell you about when the next time I'll be on WFAN is, but I'm not worried about that. I don't control that. I don't make the lineup. I don't call me to say, hey, we need you. When they call me and say they need me, I'll be on standby. But I stepped down from my full-time, nighttime, Monday through Friday show that I did from 2022 to 2025. I had a 4-year run. Now I'm doing other things. I'm evolving into other parts of media. I'm evolving into other parts of the sports industry and entertainment. Stay tuned. Like what I said when I started this stream was the reason I haven't been able to stream is because I've been working on things. I'm doing live events. If you're in Jersey City, come to Bergen Hall tomorrow. March Madness watch party. I did a watch party down in Tampa. I'm going to do a content creator event in New York City next Tuesday. We're going to do a Q&A meet and greet with Doc Gooden in April in McClune's in the Pier Village. Like there's a lot of in-person things I'm working on, and then there are a lot of people checking to see what my availability is to, that one gets thrown into the outfield. Runner's going to advance to third, and the runner will score. So the first score on the board, sloppy play by the Red Sox here late, just throwing the ball around, and the Yankees take the lead 1-0. I said, could the Yankees steal this game? They could. They put pressure on the starting pitcher, catcher. They had a double steal on. He throws down to second. That ball gets past the shortstop, goes into center field, and the runner that stole third ends up coming home. Good job. And, I mean, at this point, the guys in the game are guys you don't know. I knew Kennedy Corona. The rest of these guys are, you know, you don't know. You don't know these guys. Anyway, let me get back to the YouTube chat, and then I'll get to the TikTok chat. 6 more days. The voice of New York, McPherson, I guess. Appreciate it. Keith, I have to say that I am happy that we got out of the World Baseball Classic with no injuries, but I have to say the World Baseball Classic was great. The reason why I still love baseball. This was the best one ever. Venezuela was underrated. Venezuela was a team that nobody had, as the champion, and they get it done. And, of course, the United States goes to back-to-back championships but loses. You got to see Japan get knocked off. DR, everybody was sure that the DR was going to win it, and they got humbled. Keith, I post 6 times a day on YouTube and work between 9 to 12 hours a day. My shorts do better than my videos, but I put more effort in the vids than shorts. Any tips? Listen, that's what I was saying about the algorithm. I can't call it, bro. It's super competitive out here. It is it's an inexact science. They say you got like 1 to 2 seconds to hook people, to catch people on your Reels, TikTok, Shorts. I feel like you can't call it. You said you post 6 times a day? God bless you. That's a lot. If I post once a day, it's good enough for me. I'm one man. But you're on the grind. Then you work between 9 to 12 hours a day, like in your full-time job. Like, that's crazy. Me, that's why I'm trying to put together a little team, because I got to be focused on camera, being the subject. I can't be clipping videos. I can't be scheduling videos out. So any tips? What I would say is change up your content. I always get the itchy nose. What I would say is change up your content, because maybe you have a studio like this. I have not watched your stuff. I think I subscribed to your channel. I know you guys have a lot of subscribers. I think when you subscribe to me, I also return the favor. What I would say is change up the look of your videos, because like if I shot every video like this in here, after a while it's like, oh, it's the same thing. Oh, it's just keep talking about the Yankees or Aaron Judge again. It's the same thing. If you look at my page, my videos are all over the place, and I do that on purpose, right? I even had Claude kind of run through my social media. Claude is an AI app, and Claude said that it said that like I needed to refine my strategy and that I'm all over the place. I'm like, no, that is my strategy, to be all over the place, because I want to be able to get paid for a Ford commercial. I also want to get paid for Tullamore Dew. I also want to do Yankee stuff. I also want to do March Madness stuff. I also want to do watch parties. I also want to do content creator stuff. I also want to put dad stuff out there. I also want to put out lifting content. I want to show people all of these different things that I am, and I don't want it to just be Yankees, 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 baseball, baseball, baseball. Back to the YouTube chat, as we are holding strong. 253 people watching between YouTube and Twitter. Just putting the number out there, just so you don't think that it's only 19 people on TikTok watching this. And even if it was, I would do the same exact thing. Another sidebar. I played football growing up, and my mom used to say, oh, your grandmother's coming to the game. Okay. Oh, all your cousins are coming to the game. They're in town. They're coming to the game. I used to say, like, even when I was 12, I used to be like, okay. It's like, you don't care? I'm like, it's not that I don't care. Ooh, Stanton. Did he get all of that? Go, ball, go, 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 Buchanan, go. Out on the warning track. Again, warning track power for Stan. He's got to hit those push-ups. But anyway, the Yankees do take the lead. That's the end of the 8th. 1-0 here going into the 9th. Can the Yankees get 3 outs and end it. I think they can. But back to what I'm saying about an audience, and I say this to young people all the time, sharpen your sword in the dark. So when you have to battle in the light, you're sharp, you're ready to go. Practice saying your name. This is Keith McPherson on The Fan. Like, you have to be able to do that and execute that flawlessly 1,000 times. You can't stumble over your own name. You know, you can't stumble over your own takes and thoughts. It's so hard not to say, It's so hard not to say, like, you know, and it's like, I kind of like, and then like, you know what it's like? It's hard not to do those things. But if you practice in the dark when only 4 people are watching your live, when you get on a radio show where 400,000 people can hear you, you treat it the same. So I say that to say this. Now we're back to 13 people on my TikTok. I've been doing the same show since 1 o'clock. Almost 1,000 people have come through this TikTok live stream. More have probably come through Twitter and YouTube because I started it earlier. And I haven't changed my approach. I haven't changed my performance. I haven't changed my tone or my angle at all. It's the same to me, and it should be. Like, even when I was playing quarterback for Ocean Township Pee Wee, I don't care if Granny's coming to the game. Love you, Granny. But I said that same thing, right? I played freshman football, nobody was there. My sophomore year, I played varsity football, 3,000 people there. If you get all psyched out because 3,000 people are there and you don't play the same as you would with 300 people, you're letting that get into your head and mess you up. Be ready to go, no matter who's watching or how many people are watching. Like, that's where it gets hard. That's where it gets hard. That's why I have defeated my own ego and I've slowed down my own heartbeat. I can get on stage in front of 100,000 people and be the same person. I can get on stage in front of 10 people and be the same person because it starts in your mind. It starts with yourself. You can't get so worried about who's watching all the time. And as I say that the Yankees can end this game, that ball is hit to the warning track and caught. Woo! Angel Shavili, I thought you were about to give up the game-tying solo shot on the first pitch. That would have been a doozy. Here we go. 2 to get. Why doesn't baseball, or why doesn't WFAN talk baseball like they used to? I listened to Evan and Tiki today. The whole first hour they were talking about the World Baseball Classic, bro. I don't know. Whatever happened to Gary Sanchez? He was with the Orioles. He was with the Brewers. He was with the Mets. He was with the Twins. Let's see. What team is Gary Sanchez on? As of February 2026, he signed a 1-year contract to return to the Brewers. So, El Kraken. There were some Yankee fans goofy enough to think that, like, as I talk about the Yankees not having a right-handed catcher and going into another season with 3 left-handed catchers in Austin Wells, J.C. Escara, and Ben Rice, some people were like, yo, bring Gary back. Bring Gary back. I'm like, they're not going to bring Gary back. Alexander Avila. Is it Avila or Avila? There's not 2 L's, but you know how the 2 L's are supposed to be the Y sound. Alexander Avila says, KM to AM, miss you, bro. You already know. Bam, 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 bam. I am here. I'm here. I'm not on the radio, but the radio is not the end-all, be-all. I'm not on the radio, but like the radio is not the only platform, bro. There are people that are way bigger and more successful than me, and they've never been on the radio at all. So what does that say? That says, like, there are other ways, man. I'm blessed, and I'm thankful for my opportunity to get on that radio station, but it does not end my career. We've only just begun. All right, back to the YouTube chat. I still like, shout out to New York Sports Show because they were throwing paragraphs and I was answering them. Will G, we're all humans on this earth. And that's why I say lead with kindness. You don't know what somebody's got going on, right? You don't know that I was up 3 different times in the middle of the night last night. You don't know that I was up sleeping on the floor with my baby. Why? Because my 2 almost 3-year-old son is fully potty trained now. Let's get a round of applause for that. Shout out to any parents watching. I know some of you guys are young. My son is potty trained. But with that being said, when your child becomes potty trained, they need to go to the bathroom sometimes in the middle of the night, but specifically in the morning. And what I'm finding out as a first-time parent, and there is the last out of the game, Yankees win. The Yankees win. My son was waking up with a poopy diaper, and since he's potty trained, he would want to get it off of him, and he would take his diaper off in the crib. I'm sleeping, my wife's sleeping. We would see the alert on the baby cam, and he'd be making a mess, putting his dirty diaper in the crib. So, bro, what we did was take down his crib, so if he's got to go poop or pee, he can get up, and he's big enough now, get up and walk to the bathroom. And in our apartment, he's got his own bathroom. Lucky kid. His bathroom is right across the hall from his room. And the issue now this week, since we came back from vacation and took his crib down and turned it into like a toddler bed, he gets scared at night. And when he wakes up, he's not trapped in the crib. And so what he's doing is he's waking up and he's coming into the room and he's crawling on daddy. So I'm watching the World Baseball Classic the last 2 nights, and I'm not going to sleep until like 12. And then my son is busting into the room, and it's like 12:30 at night, 3:30 in the morning, 5 a.m. And so then I'm putting him back in the bed, and he's coming back in the room. I'm putting him back in the bed, he's coming back in the room. Any parents that have gone through this can relate. But then he's like, Daddy, can you stay with me? Daddy, can you stay with me? And the last few nights, I've been like sleeping on the floor for like half an hour until he falls asleep. Then I sneak out. Then an hour later, he's coming back in the room. So treat people with kindness. You don't know what people are going through. You don't know what people are going through. And that's what I always try to do. I don't cook people unless they deserve to be cooked. I try to lead with kindness. And now what we're going to lead with is the game is over. So this is what we're going to start doing. We're going to start doing the post-game show, right? So when we do the games, I'll put up the KM to AM bat signal, and then we'll drop a beat. We'll mess around a little bit. And then we'll get into the post-game show. And funny enough, like there's not much of a post-game show here because 1 run was scored on a error throwing the ball from the catcher to second base. So that's all we really got to report. The winning pitcher is Brent Hedrick. The losing pitcher is Tyler Uberstein. The save goes to Angel Shavili. The Yankees win 1-0. The Boston Red Sox have 7 hits, 2 errors. The Yankees have 1 hit, no errors. That's a clean way to win a game. 1 hit, you win the game. On Garrett Cole's return, he tosses a scoreless first inning. And that's really all there is to report from this game, folks. So I will stay on here until 4 o'clock, rocking with you. Until 4 for the next 30 minutes, taking questions and, making sure the stream goes where it's got to go. We've officially hit 2 hours on TikTok. Thank you to everybody on TikTok. I'll get back to that chat in a minute. Like Brooklyn68 says, Keith, your boy Judge choked again, as if I didn't watch, as if I didn't acknowledge such. But, there's a lot of chats coming. I wish there was a way for me to know how many actual chats came in on YouTube, Twitter, and, all of that through the course of this live today. I appreciate y'all, for real. Like I said, I hadn't done a live in a minute because I've been super busy. Why am I super busy? Because the next things are being put together. And I will hopefully reveal those next things in the upcoming week. So let's get back to you. Jay Schmeezy out here. What up, Jay Schmeezy? Jay Schmeezy. Since Jay Schmeezy is in the chat on TikTok, I put out a question earlier that I knew nobody would know the answer to, and nobody responded to. I said, historically, on opening day, if you're part of the gang, La Bodega, Family, La Familia, Bleacher Creatures, Section 203, 39, Terrorist Squad, there's a phrase that we say every year on opening day. What is that phrase? What do we proclaim when the stadium opens every year. Nobody knew that phrase. So Jay Schmeezy probably knows, and when he does come through with that answer, we'll highlight it. There it is. Happy New Year! Pinned on TikTok. Happy New Year. Because when you are a stadium dweller, when you are a Yankee land goer, when you are not a slow neck, and you know to pull up and get down when it's time to get down, when the stadium opens, it's up. That's our favorite place to party, to be. There are some people we only see at the stadium, you feel me? So it's a happy new year because that's when the year begins. Not next Wednesday out in San Francisco, but Friday, April 3rd at 1:35, the gates will open before that. The game will start. But I'm telling you, like I said, I'll probably be out there 10 a.m. Happy New Year. All right, let's get this last 30 minutes in of a live chat right now. Just kind of talking about the game and like the World Baseball Classic and any last minute like takes or thoughts or whatever people want to get in, life stuff, career stuff, right? Like I think I saw somebody who asked, what are you doing now that you're not on WFAN? I'm planning my next move. I'm still under contract at WFAN. So I'm still at WFAN part-time. I cannot sign with another company full-time until my WFAN contract expires. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Jay Schmeezy says, we going to get another Jordan flu game from you this year? Fuck no. Excuse my language. And those are epic. Those are historic. No Jordan flu game. I'm there, baby. I'm there. I'm there in the morning, afternoon, and probably will dip out by the night. I'll probably get over it by the night. Hopefully it's warm. And then Jay Schmeezy says, can't front, the Judge performance was depressing. It is. It's depressing because you defend the guy over and over and over again, and there's no defense for that. It's depressing because he had a good postseason. He had a good start to the World Baseball Classic. But in the biggest moments, in the 2 games they lost, what did he do? He had 7 strikeouts, 4 against Italy, 3 last night against Venezuela. That's not good enough for the greatest hitter we've ever seen. That's not good enough for the American League home run king. That's not good enough for the back-to-back MVP of the American League. That's not good enough for the captain of Team America, the captain of the Yankees. It just is what it is, folks. I'm sorry. Let's see. Maybe we'll do a hot take of the day. We're gonna work on some segments. We'll do a big shot of the night, right? Because if you followed my WFAN show, we had a big shot of the night, and that would go to just who the best performer was: Aaron Judge, Jalen Brunson, Francisco Lindor, right? The big shot of the day or night has to go to Kennedy Corona. Was it Kennedy Corona who? Kennedy Corona steals second base. Kennedy Corona steals third base, and he scored, right? So it was Kennedy Corona in this game that scored the 1 run. Yeah, Kennedy Corona steals third base, and he scores off the throwing error. So shout out to Kennedy Corona as your big shot of the night. And my hot take, Rami Lavi in here. Rami, what up, bro? My hot take for the World Baseball Classic is that after the success of this World Baseball Classic, now I'll put that in there too, my like hot take of the day. Shout out to Ava for that. My hot take of the day. My hot take of the day is like, after this World Baseball Classic, the success that it had with ticket sales, conversation, views on TV, they will have to consider changing this thing up where it's either played during the season or like they're going to make some changes to it. It's been around 20 years. They're going to have to consider making it during the All-Star break they're also going to have to consider letting these guys play in the Olympics. So my hot take of the day is after the success of this World Baseball Classic, everything is up in the air now as we go into a new CBA next season. Everything's got to be collectively bargained. Because of the success of this World Baseball Classic, the United States losing back-to-back World Baseball Classics, all the conversation around it, what it has done for baseball globally and just locally, the conversation around it, they're going to have to figure out the next one in 3 years. Why can't it be 2 weeks during the All-Star break? Especially if they're planning on shortening the season. That's how you shorten the season right there. If you don't want to play 162 games and you would rather play 140, take away time during the All-Star break and let them play during the All-Star break. That's my hot take of the day, that this World Baseball Classic is the one that is going to change the international play forever as far as future World Baseball Classics and participation in the Olympics. 888-808-1019. Keith McPherson, not on the fan. Call in. I think we will figure out like a call line. My boy Ben Ballion had a way, but he used his iPad and Google Voice, and it's like, I don't want to have to do all that. But I think we're going to figure out two things. A call-in number for the live stream, so when I have these streams after the game and do this, we'll have a dial-in number for anybody that wants to call and talk to me. But then I also, and Jaden and Ava maybe can do the research on this, a way to call into the live stream, literally a number that you can dial. I have a Google Voice number if I could set that up. But then also I want to have a radio app that I could set up on my MacBook to take this audio only and have people download the app on their phones and be able to plug in their phones, because another thing I've got from a lot of people is, man, who are we going to listen to after the games? Man, I can't listen to after the games. Like, are you going to be available after the games talking about the game and talking about the Yankees the way that you did the last 4 seasons? I need to find some type of a radio app that this microphone can go into, and then people can plug it into their phones and do that. Maybe try a Discord or something. Can you do that with Discord? I'll look into it. I got people on the job working. All right, let me see. Back to the YouTube chat. Scott says, radio is not the same type of one-stop shop for sports talk anymore. No longer do you have to compete to get hired to be seen. Be a quality streamer and podcaster, and the followers will come to you. Indeed. You can't deny talent online. You either got it or you don't. On a microphone and on a camera, people can tell who is who and what is what. I've been doing this stream since 1 o'clock. We've only gained people in the chat and people watching. Over 1,040 total viewers on TikTok. And I mean, the number's at 267 between YouTube and Twitter, but like through the day, I'm sure that number is double. Let's see. Score update. Walking the dog now. It's 1-0. Game over. Yankees win. But I know I'm going back now a little bit. Dre was in here. Are you using OBS Studio? No, I use StreamYard. I find it's easier to run through StreamYard than OBS. Happy New Year, the champ. Happy New Year. Yo, so we do have another Bleacher Creature in the YouTube chat. I'll see you soon, my boy. I'll see you soon. I'll see you real soon. Phone blowing up. Okay, I see what it is. Yeah, I got to wrap this stream soon, but that's okay. Back on Keith. Okay, Pam. Pam went to look at that. Pam went to the gym at the beginning of the stream and came back and jumped back into the chat after that. So appreciate that. Yo, K Tuck. See you soon, bro. Let me know when you're up in the city. And if not, come to McClune's. April 20th, Pier Village. We're going to set it off. How do you feel that Judge is the most unclutched great player of all time? It doesn't bother me any. It's not new to me. You know how many people have tweeted at me to be like, well, what about your boy Judge? What about him? I went to sleep fine last night. That wasn't anything new. Same as it ever was. Did that shock anybody? Were you, come on. Were you surprised that Judge didn't hit a home run that Judge struck out Like, no, you weren't surprised. You've seen it before. If you're a Yankee fan, it's status quo. And don't tell me about last year. I watched last year. He had good numbers last year. He had good numbers last year in the postseason, and I was happy for him. But ultimately, it didn't lead to winning anything. And a lot of those numbers, the game was done. They were trailing. They were down. So, you know, it does not matter. It does not matter. Okay, YouTube has slowed down. I will get back. Yo, JV27, I see you, bro. I know it was 30 minutes ago, but I see you. YouTube chat has slowed down, so let me try and get more on the TikTok. Let me go back on TikTok. You know, again, this is just like a dry run, rough draft, a test drive for what the streams will be like. I plan on doing these like 3 to 4 hour streams once the games start. We will call them KM to AM because most of the time it'll be at night, and I will go most likely until midnight. Taking questions from the chat, talking about the Yankees, talking about, you know, the game, talking about whatever else is happening in sports as well. So his high leverage numbers aren't bad. Can you name any other players that are relatable to him? LeBron before 2015, Josh Allen. People have already thrown out Ken Griffey and Barry Bonds. There are a lot of players that have shrunk in the big moments that were not themselves when the lights got bright. Not everybody has that dog in them. Not everybody can be that like stoic performer when it's crunch time. That's what separates the greats. And that's why we're struggling with the Aaron Judge narrative, because he is an all-time great, but he just hasn't been able to consistently perform the same way he performs when it doesn't matter, you know, or when it's regular season. Soap says, the hate on Judge is outrageous to me. It's March. This comes with the territory. It comes with the territory, bro. You can't be called the greatest. You can't be, you know, heralded as this like once in a lifetime guy. They love you and they hate you. They love you again. They're waiting for you to fail, right? Think about how many of these losers were like, oh, I was rooting for Aaron Judge last night. This must be how the Yankee fans feel. Oh, watching that game was like watching a Yankees playoff game. Shut your ass up. Corny goofballs. What team do you root for? Let me guess. The Mets? Let me guess. The Mets. So then don't speak on like what playoff games are like. Don't speak on guys not coming up clutch, because the Mets needed their team to get them into the postseason last year, and they folded for about a month and a half. Anywho, you know, it's just corny. It is what it is. Like Judge is this like huge, larger than life type figure, and it comes with the territory when you don't perform. Are you into college basketball? I guess I'm about to be. I'll see y'all at Bergen Hall tomorrow for March Madness. I'll see you at Bergen Hall for our bracket. If you fill out a bracket, you can get some specials. You can get access to a lot of different things that we got going on. You can enter to win some Yankee tickets. Let me see if I can pull up the Yada Amin here. You know, so Bergen Hall, it's 58 Maple Street in Jersey City. And shout out to the owners of Bergen Hall. It's actually a crazy story. Shout out to Kyle, who listened to me on WFAN, and when I left WFAN in the full-time capacity, he reached out, and, you know, the owner of the bar that he works for basically, you know, was down to have me do an event there, and, funny thing was that we had met each other and worked with each other in a capacity back in 2018 when I was doing a Instagram, like a local Instagram account for Jersey City. You know, we had already, you know, met in that regard. Fast forward to now, I'm not doing an anonymous local account. I'm doing me. And so we're now doing this not content creator, that's the Bleaker Trading, this March Madness tip-off event. Tomorrow at 12 o'clock, I'll see you at Bergen Hall, and then I'll also do the nighttime there on Friday. We'll watch the night games there. So let me see if I can pull up the freaking flyer. Here we go. I got too many flyers and events and things going on, but like I say, I'm blessed. I'm like, People want to work with me. People want to do things with me. People are reaching out to say, hey, man, bring your vibe and your energy over here, and let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can make something out of your time and your post. So March Madness tip-off at Bergen Hall, March 19th and 20th. Again, I'll be there at 12 p.m. tomorrow. I'll be there at 6 p.m. on Friday. Exclusive collabs. There are collabs with different food vendors and drink sponsors. And if you fill out a bracket, you will be entered into different contests and giveaways. You can win Yankee tickets. You can win some T-shirts. You can win different drink specials. You can unlock food specials. Here is some of the brands, Grimm and this pizzeria, and some different people that we'll be working with. So Jersey City tomorrow, Bergen Hall, and Friday, Bergen Hall. I'll see you guys there. All right. YouTube's slowing down, but I'm going to finish the chat. We will get this till 4 o'clock. Right. H&L Dre says everybody is in Jordan or Brady. That's a good thought to have. And I said that to my wife. I'm like, not everybody's got that killer instinct. Like, some of these guys are good, but they're also human beings. And like, we're so critical as human beings too. It's funny, right? Like, we criticize these athletes as if we could do any of that shit. As if we wouldn't make a fool of ourselves in the same type of environment. Like, most of us don't do anything great athletically at all. Most of us don't even remember a good day of dominating gym class. I'm not including myself in most of us, by the way. But you know what I'm saying? Like, most of the people watching and critiquing could never do anything with a bat, a ball, a glove. But then you have the audacity to talk about a guy like Aaron Judge, who is one of the greatest of all time. That's what we do. That's what we critique. We watch as fans. We feel like we have that liberty and that right. We feel like, we're entitled to have that opinion and speak loudly about it, and it doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. Just like some of these weirdos in my chat don't go away. Take a screenshot, baby. You guys keep coming back because you love me. You're just a weirdo and don't know how to show it, You love me, but you just want to be seen being negative. I see you. I see you, player. Keep on playing. Because, again, the algorithm does not flag you. The algorithm does not kick you out. The algorithm does not say, hey, this person's not nice. It all gets counted. It all is engagement. It all goes into the numbers. So let's see. Here's a good one. Can't believe you put out a tweet blaming McClain last night when our offense did absolutely nothing for him. Kid made 2 starts and they didn't score a single run for him. They lost his 2 starts, though. They lost his 2 starts. He had a 5.87 ERA. He gave up home runs, walks. He put them in a hole twice. You guys always want to absolve people. You want to put it all on Judge. Judge isn't the pitcher. The pitcher put them in a hole twice. When they lost to Italy, he gave up homers. When they lost to Venezuela, he gave up a homer. He put them in a hole, bro. So stop. Stop. And then if you think that I'm not, like this is stupid. F. Kun says, crapping on McLean and not Judge is just sad, man. Come on. I just went in on Judge for the whole stream. How he comes up small. How you can't be regarded as this great player and then disappear. But it's just crazy that you guys have grace for Nolan McLean because he's a rookie. He shouldn't have been put in that spot. Don't forget that. Tarek Skubal should have been in that spot. Joe Ryan could have been in that spot. Logan Webb could have been in that spot. They defaulted into having Nolan McLean pitch again in the biggest game of his career, and he wasn't good enough. It's okay to admit. It's okay to admit. It's also okay to admit that, like, the likes of Kyle Schwarber and Bobby Witt, those guys didn't come through either. But I'm not absolving Nolan McLean because he's a kid, man. What about Judge? They're all losers. They all failed together as a team. as a team. As a team. Anywho, let me see here as we're wrapping things up. Last call for chats and questions. As you see, I cut the blue light on. As you see, I'm making my way out of here because I got other things to do. And yeah, it's funny. You can block and you can mute and you can do all of these things. And you know how powerful of a human being you have to be if you block somebody's account, if you mute them and they make a new account or 2 or 3 accounts just to get back to your live. That, like, I own you. I own you. I literally own you. I live in your brain rent free. I couldn't pick you out of the lineup. You could walk into my apartment right now and I wouldn't be able to guess your first name. But you're obsessed, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that shit, bro. I appreciate it. Come along with me. I need y'all. I need y'all. I need y'all to continue to hate on me as I go on this next journey in my career, right? Whether you started hating on me at Ocean Township High School when I won the state championship as the quarterback, I need you to continue. Whether you started hating on me as I took a full ride scholarship to James Madison University to play football, I need you. Or when I transferred to Monmouth University and I had to sit out a year because the transfer portal didn't exist back then, but then I became a DJ, an MC, did the radio and TV at Monmouth University. If you started hating all those years, come on, continue it. And then when I graduated and I got into the MLB fan cave, out of 25,000 applicants, they picked me to be the one Yankee fan, and you said, I hate that guy, he sucks. But I'm going to follow him. I'm going to watch him. And I'm going to root for him to fail. I need you to continue that. Keep that same energy. For when I went to MTV and worked there, and Fubo TV and worked there, and I quietly worked at Rock Nation, you were like, oh, he fell off. No, I was just in the corporate world. But then when I popped back out, doing Bronx Pinstripes, the George's Box podcast, or then when I popped back out with John Boy and them doing Pinstripe Strong and Talking Nets, and you was hating. He said, this guy sucks. I'm going to troll him. And one day he's going to quit and give up. And then I replaced Steve Summers. I got to WFAN. I started to do nighttime radio. And they said, he's not good enough. He's going to fail. This will never work. I'm going to write on Reddit and say that he's the worst ever. I'm going to be racist. I'm going to say racist things and be a troll that calls him a DEI hire. And you know what? That's going to make him stop. Nope. To me, even going viral. 8-9 million views on a video right here. Similar look right here. Where I said, good morning and happy Monday. Breaking news. I'm no longer the full-time nighttime host at WFAN. Viral. And you said, this guy got fired. He sucks. This guy got kicked out. He's pretending. What a loser. I'm going to keep following him and watching him, though. And now 4 months have gone by. And I popped back in to do shows. And then you said, I guess he wasn't fired if he's done 11 shows and still doing part-time stuff. And then doing a content creator event at Bleecker Trading. Second one coming up next Tuesday. And popping out and doing different events and watch parties. And hosting Super Bowl parties. And creating content that's reaching millions of people. And live streams that I don't care if they reach 100 people or 10 people. I need you to continue. And the same goes for the love and the support. There's somebody watching this that's like, bro, I fuck with him. I rock with Keith. That's my guy. I hope he continues to win and succeed and do more of this. I can't wait for baseball to start so I can hear Keith's takes and thoughts and see Keith in the bleachers with his phone up and see where Keith goes from Fanatics Fest to the All-Star game in Philly to the draft in Pittsburgh. Maybe Keith will pop up on the radio again at WFAN. Maybe Keith will pop up at MLB Network again or Yes Network again or on my TV. And I'll say I supported that guy while people hated on that guy. I need you to continue. I need you to come along with me. You know, this is all part of it. I need you to continue. I need you to continue, bro. Because if nobody is watching, if nobody is commenting, if nobody cares, that's how you become irrelevant. So I need you to hate me. And I need support. But the love quadruples the hate. You can just look at the chat. How many people are just civil and how many people are just vibing and chilling and sending stuff in the chat? But then there's like, a couple dummies that think they're doing something. You're anonymous, fam. Nobody knows who you are. You're nothing. You're nothing. But I'll give you the time. I'll give you the energy and attention you seek because I need you to continue. I need you to feel like you trolling me is worth your time so that you come back next time. I don't know the next time I'm going to do a stream. I'll hit Ava and Jaden and be like, yo, when are y'all available to do another stream? This has been a fun test run. This has been a fun experiment after like 2 weeks off. HVAC, HVAC says, are you still supporting the Devils, Keith? I am, but I have not been to a game in a while. I am still watching. It was a great win. It was a Paul Cotter who hit the winning goal against the Bruins the other night. But like, it's baseball season, man. It's baseball season, man. Thoughts on Team USA coach? I think Mark DeRosa is probably done. I think that's probably his last time. I think in 3 years from now, they'll have another candidate. King Lou. Yo, shout out to my boy King Lou. King Lou been watching this for the last few years. He says, F them people. Keep that same energy, bro. We use that energy for fuel. I swear I do. I swear I do. Charlie says, everyone hated Mike Francesa, Mad Dog, Craig, and more. What do they all have in common, Keith? You need it. Before I made an analogy about a bucket, right? To get to the top, you need to have a big-ass bucket. And that bucket can't be filled with just love. You got to fill your bucket up with everything. And what you can't fill it up with is people that don't know you. What you can't fill it up with is people that don't have opinion on you. Like, the greatest are hated. I talked about LeBron and how LeBron has so much hate, but he also has so much love and respect. It comes with the territory. And that goes for anybody trying to be great. Accept it. Accept it. For anybody trying to be great, somebody's going to hate you. Somebody's going to hate you for the way your hair looks, the color of your skin, the way your voice sounds, the teams you like, your confidence. That's okay. That's okay. Let them hate. You can't let it stop you, though. You need it. It's a part of it. You can't get to the top with only love. The most successful people are polarizing, right? As you mentioned, Mike Francesa, Mad Dog, Craig. Like, if you go on WFAN and you do a show and nobody ever gets mad at anything that you said, you did it wrong. You did it wrong. What about Cole hitting 99 miles an hour today? Good enough for me. Soprano says, KM the best. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right, we're going to wrap this thing up here. Last call for calls. User with a phone number says, bro, I heard you on WFAM 3 a.m. a few weeks ago. Yes, because when Al was out, I let WFAN know I'm not above doing the overnight. I'm here to help. I'm one of the better hosts that you have. I'm available to do the overnight. I never did it before, but I'm humble enough to accept. And it's part of my part-time role to do shows. I made myself available, and I rocked some overnights. And it was good, because I know I'd never do that as an actual full-time job. But I'm there to help when needed. There are people in that audience that were pleasantly surprised to hear from me. All right, wrapping it up on TikTok. 2.5 hour stream on TikTok. Do you think the ABS should have been implemented in the World Baseball Classic? Yeah. I thought it already was going to be there. So hit follow. If you're on TikTok, thanks for watching. See ya next time. Stay blessed, stay up, and stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. And so now TikTok is done. And let me now close out with y'all on YouTube. Thank you for doing that a couple weeks ago when someone, shout out to Ray. somebody tried to make an account and pretend to be Ray. Like, come on, bro. Like, that's how much of a loser you got to be. You're a Keith McPherson hater and you get blocked. So then you make an account as Ray, who is obviously a Keith McPherson supporter who shows nothing but love and is in the chat every time. So they make an account and they pose as Ray. And so then I had to go delete that account. It's like wrestling, bro. Heat is better than no heat. Real ones love you, bro. Exactly. Like, I'll take the online heat. It's fake. In real life, I get love. Shout out to Pam as well, who is another supporter, always consistently here and positive. Yo, Keith, my boys Fab Morvan and Rob Pilatus recommended you to listen to. Why do I know those names? Did I do their show? I don't know. Hey, yo, that's hilarious. I just Googled those names. Those are the names of Milli Vanilli. So here is another example of an account. This guy just made an account and he took his fingers and he just hit the keyboard to come up with the name. GRDDDVDFV. Now here's the sad part. If you know the first name and last name of these guys, you're probably over 45 years old. And you are in a chat consistently making new accounts to troll me. And there's probably people in this chat as young as like 15 years old. And that's a good way to end it. Get a freaking life. You're KP. I see you, bro. We out of here. Dre, you already know. This is what I do. We'll do this every night as the season comes up.
Another one. Another one.
All right, and that's all I got, man. That's all I got, man. That's all I got, man. Okay, the banner. Stay blessed, stay up, and stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. I'm out.